with the slap-it-on glue or with the PVA glue that you may or may not have in your stash. We have got the large wooden rounds as well. And now the decoupage has been done with the fabric. Isn't it incredible? You could do yours with the paper decoupage, the traditional paper decoupage.
Yes, paper napkins you can do it with as well.
Yeah, anything with a beautiful pattern that you like.
Yes.
Slap it on. Bit of decoupage, love it. And then have a look. I love the colours of this. They're so classic and they're so spring, summertime. Very, very ready to be wearing these in the spring and summer. Are you, jewellery makers, ready for that sunshine? I loves it, I do. Prue, which one are we going to demonstrate, my darling angel?
We're going to do the green and navy one, green and
this
black
one.
one.
Sharp.
Yes.
I want you to see, is it the plaiting as well that's been done?
Kumihimo.
Look at this. It's Kumihimo.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, it is, because it's all love, love. Look at that Kumihimo. Now the kit's about to sell out very, very fastly. That wasn't a word. Fastly. Quickly is the word, Jenny Cleary. Go back to grammar school. I never went to grammar school. Who do I think I am? Now, I'm going to give you the ribbons. Let's get this out of the way. Now, have a look at these. First of all, I want to show you the collection together. They are, mwah, mwah, mwah. You've never seen them before, ever, 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 ever. And I just can't get enough of these. Now, you have got 3 meters. I thought it was only a meter. Is it silk?
It has a wonderful feel to it. I don't think it is silk, but it has a beautiful drape to it as well.
It feels like silk. It's called snow yarn. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by the way that feels.
It's lovely.
I can't believe that feels just like silk.
Yes, I agree with you, totally.
Are you sure it's not? It's just we're calling it, I don't know if it's got to have a silk content into it, hasn't it? It feels so expensive. I love this. This is going to be amazing for any jewellery maker for your craft stash. You have to have it. If you're into sewing, haberdashery, home furnishings, you're going to love this. Look at all of these gorgeous colours. Oh, I love that colour. I love it. Oh my gosh, do you know what you could make out of these as well? You know, the little baby bows for little baby girls.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I think it's gorgeous. Look at all these wonderful patterns. So many of you. Now, it's so new, this ribbon, we haven't got any photographs of it. Prue was sent the only sample we had, and then they've all come in today. I love it. Oh, Prue, I love these patterns. They're like illustrations from a gorgeous book. I just love. And then look, you've got the navy. My goodness, you get 3 of each, 3 meters of each, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is that right,
yes,
Prue?
Yes, and they're a proper collection of colours. They all work together or they work independently.
Yes, actually they've been very well selected, haven't they, for their tones. Going together in one piece or separately, they'll stand on their own. They should be £35. That's a very good price tag. If you were shopping in, you know, the fabric shops, this could be expensive per metre, can't it?
Definitely, yes.
I love it. I'm so happy that you're getting this, jewellery makers. We're going to give you over a £10 reduction today at Jewellery Maker, £22.95. It's together as a kit now, but when you see it individually, if you wanted to buy all 6, it would be the original price tag. £22.95. NMG C70 is your item code. Be as quick as you can to grab this one. I don't want anybody missing out. I love them. So many of you grabbing this in a basket. Lay in Cardiff, she's bound to have more than one of these. There are loads and loads and loads of you. NMG C7. So we are going to get cracking with the demonstration because I know that you want Prue, and that's what we're going to give to you. So Prue, take it away. Tell me everything.
Right. Okay. Well, the starting point is doing the decoupage.
Okay.
And what you need for that design is a great big one in the middle.
One of the large rounds.
One big one in the middle.
I'm going to bring this over here so that we can reference it if we need to.
Excellent. And then you need the next size down on either side, and then of a contrasting colour. And then again for the focal points, we've got 5 beads in the middle, contrasting the colours.
Okay.
Any of those ribbons will work really well with this. I had trouble deciding which one to use, to be honest. I picked one pair and thought, this is my favourite. No, this is my favourite.
I agree with you.
It's that sort of a kit, really.
Yeah.
And then you need 2 more for the clasp at the back, or fastening at the back. So I've used 2 beads for the fastening at the back.
Didn't show you the back, did I, Jewellery Maker? Because that's your favourite thing most of the time. Like, what, Jenny, show me the back. Sorry, jewellery makers.
So for this particular design, it's all just about the beads and the ribbons to make the whole design.
You're amazing, Prue.
Well, it was a lot of fun, and I do think that the great thing about the kit is the number of beads, so you can play with lots of different things, as you will want to. And I think this is the sort of thing that is addictive. You're never going to do just one bead, are you?
No, exactly. The great thing is, the large ones, they're not heavy because they're wood.
No.
So you can really go to town with them and be able to wear something. It doesn't feel like, you don't feel like Mr. T going outside.
No, exactly.
You've got this gorgeous country look, and I just adore it. This is ready for the spring and summer. You need to check out baskets for this one, my loves. Otherwise you're going to miss out. Okay, sorry, Prue.
And I just want to also say, the beads are lovely on their own.
They're very smooth.
They've got a beautiful. So
could just varnish them.
Well, and I used a lot of them just completely as they are because I think they are very beautiful on their own.
Yeah, me too.
But for this particular design, I wanted to go to town.
Go to town.
So the starting point then is your bead and something like a chopstick or something, because you need to be able to steady the bead and not get all sticky.
Oh, okay. Okay, so a chopstick, anything that we can all fit inside the bead.
Chopstick into your bead.
Okay.
And then you need some sort of decoupage glue, the Slap It On that we've got on the website. You can use PVA glue, as you said. You've got less of a varnish in that. There are other things on the market.
Right.
I've used just what I've got at home, which is a sort of decoupage glue.
Okie doke.
And then you need a paintbrush. And you need some of your ribbon as well. And what you need to do is cut it into little pieces. Quite simple. And
so snip it up.
Yes, but do use sharp scissors. That's
You've got stalk scissors usually. You are, and I'm a fan of stalk scissors.
Yes.
Because they're used in the beauty industry as well, you know, stalks. Because they're so sharp and so fine to a point they're good.
Yes, but whatever you've got, just don't use your blunt ones because you won't get a clean edge.
You don't want a frayed edge.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, the frayed edges will get hidden in the decoupage, but it's much nicer if you can get a clean image.
Okay.
So what you want to do is cut little squares and triangles. So
you're holding it taut with either finger and thumb there.
Otherwise it's harder to get a neat cut. And just snip completely randomly.
So there is nothing
I'm going to cut a
controlled about this. We are just snipping away.
Random. And that's the fun of it. So, and then all the way down your ribbon, making sure that you get all the pretty parts of it. So I've got a few more cut here, so you don't have to watch me for hours cutting ribbon. Yeah. Fascinating though it is. And what I'd say is this ribbon has got a right side and a wrong side. So that's up to you whether you turn it up the right way. It's quite a subtle difference, so it won't actually matter if you just use them randomly. Yeah,
so you can tell. I can tell. That's the back side and that is the front side, right?
But you can see it's not going to be a disaster.
No, it doesn't matter.
And so for this demonstration, I'm actually going to use them random. But for the actual designs, I did carefully make sure that I put them down so that the right side is uppermost.
Okay, and the right side is the shinier of the two, but they both look pretty.
Exactly, and they're going to all tone in. So you just need to have lots ready. And as I say, it's addictive. So when you've done, don't worry if you cut too many, because when you've got more, when you've done one, you'll certainly want to do another.
Nobody, not even humans, are safe in my mum's house for decoupage, because she's a hippie. She embraces things like this.
Oh yes.
She's just beaded curtains and decoupage. That's my mum's house. When you go in, you're like tripping over something else she's got on the floor that she's decoupaging. It's a nightmare.
I can see, and you will feel like, it's why it's so good to have such a big bag of beads. You can really have a good play with them. So what you do first of all is just paint with any old paintbrush, but a flattish one is best. Paint a reasonably liberal coating of the glue onto all round the bead. And then this is why you can see the chopstick is so handy, that hopefully I'm going to be able to do this without getting sticky. Who knows? So once you've got a nice little coating on,
so you're not being delicate with that.
No, it's absolutely no. And I think sometimes being too precise, doing it too much like a jigsaw, actually doesn't give such a good effect as a totally random one. So loosen up and just go for it. Is my advice. And then what you do with your
yoga,
with your damp brush, just pick up any old one. So you're pressing down on
it. Then you don't get your fingers mucky. You're so clever.
Yes. So that that's why I said you want the top side of the fabric uppermost, and then just slap it on. And then just a bit of sort of dabbing and squashing.
Remember, it dries clear, so you don't have to worry.
Exactly. Yes. But it doesn't dry too quickly, so you've got enough time. It's really perfect. And so now it's just a matter of covering. So just doing overlapping pieces. And it doesn't matter if you have several bits overlapping. in exactly that same method.
That's what looks good, actually, when they overlap. And
yes, and you get that.
You wouldn't want to cover that little purple spot.
No,
there,
no, exactly. And in some ways, and that's a very good point, in some ways it's best maybe to do the sort of more backgroundy colours first.
Ah, good
And
tip.
then making sure you've got your pretty little highlight colours to put on afterwards.
Yes.
And the way I'm working here is sort of working across the bead, but you don't have to. You can just, you may wish to just stick them on randomly or round and then fill in the gaps, really.
Righto.
Don't overwork the glue. You don't want lots of bubbles and things.
So don't pay too much attention to that
No,
glue.
absolutely. It's all going to dry nicely, and you're going to do several coats of it as well.
Okay.
So, and you can see how easily it sticks down. So here I'm going for a slightly more random approach, but I'm going to fill in all those gaps. So using the more backgroundy colours.
So don't be, because the temptation is to go straight for your favourite ones first.
Yes, that's a
but
good
actually
point.
they're
No,
going to
no,
be, because that's me. I'm
Yes.
so impatient, I want that one, I love it. But no, wait.
No, go
just
for
get the other ones
absolutely.
first.
And then just start filling in the gaps. Now that one you may have noticed had a little whisker on it, but it all gets sorted out by the glue. It will all get stuck down, so don't worry about anything. And in terms of getting close to the hole of the bead, you don't need to get too close. You can have a little gap round it. And again, because it's a random look, it really doesn't matter how you do it. So I'm just going to overlap them so I get close to the hole. If I see a little bit of wood, I'm actually not going to be bothered by that because that is hidden in the design anyhow to a certain extent. And then just keep making sure that you're just dabbing on and that they're all sticking down nicely.
They're behaving very well, aren't they?
Well, they are.
This is easy, isn't it?
It is, because it's such a fine fabric. You know, if you were using something much thicker, it would be more difficult. But because of the actual quality of this ribbon, it just works as easily as you would with the finest of papers. So people who've done paper decoupage might be concerned that the fabric's not going to work quite as well. No, don't you worry. This is absolutely beautiful.
I absolutely love this. I think it's wonderful. If you're already a crafter, then you'll be thinking, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start combining my different crafts. I'm going to start jewellery making. It's wonderful. And the fact that you can wear the pieces that you've crafted. And if you're just starting with us here at Jewellery Maker, please don't forget that you do get a free tutorial DVD with absolutely everything that you, well, absolutely the first thing that you buy with us here at Jewellery Maker. So you buy something, you get it home, you'll get that free tutorial DVD and a book to teach you how to start off your basic jewellery making skills. Now, Julie in the Isle of Wight said, I knew I couldn't resist the bargains today. My husband Dave has just bought me even more for Valentine's Day.
Oh.
That's true love for you. Oh, Dave, that's lush, Dave. It is Valentine's Day in 2 days. Are you ready for that?
I am. Yep, I'm all sorted.
You've been married. You've been married for years, haven't you, to your husband?
I have, yes. I've been married for nearly 28 years, actually. And we were together for a long time before that as well.
My word, two lovely
my
boys.
whole life.
Two handsome boys later. Victoria in Hearts said no to buying today, but wooden beads proved Jenny had to do it.
Good. You won't regret it, actually. You will have a lot of fun with these.
Yeah, you will.
And there is a little trick on the internet that people may have seen done with nail varnish and fingernails. Look up wooden beads on the internet. There's a wonderful trick you can do with nail varnish. So once you've got that, when you've got all those beads, you will want
nail varnish at home. We can do this.
a glass of water, some nail varnish. You'll be amazed what you can do. But I'm not going to be demonstrating it now.
Is it a dippy thing?
Yes. It clings to the wooden bead. It's brilliant.
Need to
so
do that.
Obviously, I'm busy with my decoupage. That's what I'm going to do. But you know, there's so much potential with those beads.
There's more. This is the very first instalment of what you can do with your wooden beads.
Yes.
There is so much out there on the websites. There are so many things out there. Now I'm going to give to you the final part of the kit, which were every time I get these, I say I'm obsessed. But these are a brand new obsession because they're the largest ones that we do, and they are the large rose gold coloured rondelles, and these are the largest ones. You get 2 of them. They're specifically for Kumihimo. Oh my gosh, I get 3 of these. Oh yes, it rolled away. Yeah. You get 3 of these. They're for Kumihimo, they're for micro macrame, they're for adding in between as accents. Then you're going to get your Kumihimo findings. You're going to get the large bell-shaped ends, the medium bell ends, and the small bell-shaped ends, and your oval head pins, jump rings, what am I saying? And you get your toggle cast as well. I need these tubes. Have we ever seen these tubes? We've only seen them once before. I've never seen them. I love, these are your biggest ones. And you get your threading pack, which is your beading thread, your monofilament, and your elastic. So if you want to recreate exactly as Prue has done today, then you'll need these. $28.35 is your should-be price tag, but we're bringing it down for you. OLG C81. Remember, you get 3 of these gorgeous tubes. You get your Kumihimo findings at £19.95. You're getting an incredible deal. And your beading, your threading pack as well. You've got everything you need now, all of the ingredients to create these gorgeous pieces of jewellery, exactly as Prue has done them. All you need is some slap-it-on glue and a paintbrush. And a chopstick or something that you, or another paintbrush or a makeup brush or something like that.
Anything you can ram into the end of the bead, really, so that you don't get yourself sticky. Yeah.
So where are we now, Prue?
Right, now I've covered it all. So I've covered it all over, and it looks a bit messy because the glue hasn't dried yet. But as soon as I don't need to be like, oh, I need to get that all even. No. The glue will just sort itself out. No, the glue will sort itself out. And then once that first coat has dried and is touch dry, a very good tip is to just and put that into.
How long does that normally take, Prue?
I would say probably I'd leave it about 15 minutes.
Oh, but I thought you were going to say overnight.
No, I found it was a rolling operation. So by the time I'd finished the last bead for this necklace, I was ready to put another coat onto the next one.
Oh,
so it's not something you have to hang around for ages waiting.
Oh, good. Okay, even better.
Yes. So, and put them into a glass or something so they dry upright so they don't stick on anything. I'm going to have to put them like that, though. And then after that first coat...
I'll hold it for you, Flag. Got a little lollipop.
After that first coat, a little trick is just, first of all, to look round and make sure that all the edges are squashed down. And if you see any that aren't squashed down, just squash them down well with your finger. And then once you've done that, give it a bit of a roll in your hands.
And it's not sticky at this point? Or it's not tacky, nothing?
No. And if it is, just leave it for a bit longer. Okay. So you want it to the point where you can touch it, but it does dry very quick. And what you're just doing here is really squashing in any other ends that might be loose. And then do another coat.
That's a good tip. That's a really good tip.
Because you don't want anything poking out.
No.
And on most of them you won't find anything is, but you just want to be absolutely sure.
I'm not adding any more of the silk?
No more. You're not adding any more.
Right.
You don't need to now because you've covered the bead, you've got the effect you want. All you need to do now is get a few more coats of the slap it on or whatever you're using to give it a bit more of a smooth surface, really.
Fantastic.
So that is as simple as it is, basically.
So now you've done the beads, and I'm going to leave them to dry for a little bit longer. Yes. I'm ready to then put my Kumihimo
Absolutely.
Put it on my Kumihimo.
Yes, yes.
So where do how did you do this? The round disc, the normal way?
This is the round disc, yes, yes, absolutely. And what you do now is, what I did for that necklace, I've got quite long sides on it. I actually used all the rest of the ribbon for this necklace. In hindsight, I think I might have done it a bit shorter. You could do it a bit shorter and get a bracelet out of it as well. So you decide really what sort of length you want. I wanted big and dramatic.
I think that's a nice summer length with a shirt maybe over here, around the shirt, gorgeous.
So the quantities, once I'd chopped up my little bits for my beads, whatever I was left with, I used that. And this is a 4-cord Kumihimo that we're doing
here. So a 4-cord Kumihimo.
Yes. So, and what you want to do is, you want to get it through your beads first of all.
And we're using the same colours that we chopped up?
Yes, yes. And so just
take loads of...
Well, it's massive. It is. But you know, Kumihimo is quite a hungry medium.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
So that's why I was, you know, I had it all, so I used it all. But you could make a nice bracelet out of this as well. You know, you can just be a bit more economical. So what you want to have is 4 cords. So what we're going to do is double it, and then we're going to pull that loop through the beads, and so then we'll end up actually with 4 cords on each side.
Right.
So the way to do that is to just take a bit of beading thread or something and put it through that loop, like that, and then take it through the beads in the order that you're going to have them on the necklace. So that was the way I had it. So then pull through, and the little one's got a smallish hole, so a little bit of a tug, but you get through quite easily. And
this
then
is
the rest of them.
An easy yet genius way of doing this.
It is a very simple necklace, and that's possibly what's so satisfying about it, really.
I love that you put beading thread like that, because I just spent hours trying to poke it through and get some tweezers and be like, why?
So, you want to get it through all of them like that. And then you can get rid of the beading thread like that. And now what you need to do is center these beads, or find the center of your cords like that. And then you want your big bead to be on that center point. So I'm just going to pull the rest through. Just remember that that's there. If they tangle up a bit, just pull them straight. And as you pull them through, what you'll find is you get a nice little sort of ruffle in between them. I did play around initially with tying knots in between, but I actually found when I played with it that I preferred the look of just leaving a little sort of ruffle in between, because they're quite snug on there. And I think that's, and you can adjust that, of course. If you wanted a bit less of a ruffle there, you could just pull on that black one.
Aren't these so pretty?
They feel so nice in your hands, and this is where it's important. When you start doing the Kumihimo, that's when you really appreciate something that feels beautiful in your hands.
Little girls are going to love this.
Yeah, and big girls.
It's so sad that your little girls grow up, everybody, isn't it? Mine's a teenager now. It's so sad. I was thinking about this on the way. I was like, she just had her braces taken off today, and I'm like, soon she's going to leave me. I won't let her. I'll do something like pretend I'm going mad, so she has to stay.
No, she'll learn, won't she?
She'll be like, I'm leaving.
They go, I'm afraid.
She's going to go to university, and then what will I do? What will I actually do? What will I do?
Oh, I think you'll be ready for it by then.
I'm not ready.
No, not now.
She's my only friend.
No. Well, maybe spend the time making a few more, I'd say then.
She's the only person in the world that understands me fully. I'm going to ring her every night crying. I'm not. That's a terrible thing to do.
Oh dear. Well, we'll see, won't we?
What will I do? I'm going to have to take up something. I don't know, Prue. Anyway, let's get on with this.
So now, because the bit you've pulled through is obviously a loop, so you need to just snip that.
Mm-hmm. So that's the bit you had your beading thread through?
That's right, yeah.
Give it a snippage.
And now you're going to position those on the Kumihimo disc.
Now, while you're doing that, I've actually got the Kumihimo disc. I've got the mini one, but it gives the exact same finish,
the same thing. Yes, you get it's just a matter of feeling different in your hands. It's quite good to have big and small because it gives your hands a bit of a break. You know, with something as repetitive as this, you do need to consider your hands. And so sometimes using a big one, sometimes using a small one, sometimes using your left hand, sometimes using your right hand, whichever way.
That's a really good tip,
so
actually.
I do think it's good to have a variety.
And we've got Prue's Kumihimo DVD. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't know how to do Kumihimo, please don't worry. And for me, I ignore the numbers because you know me, I'm completely against numbers. They've ruined my life. I hate them. So what I do is I turn it over and I do the list, the little piggy goes home. Start again. I do that one, I do that technique. And Prue is absolutely wonderful at teaching us how to actually master Kumihimo. You've got a whole hour on this DVD. And here's Prue actually turning around the disc to show you if you are a Jenny query, just put dots on it, don't worry about the numbers. But if you're clever like Prue, you can turn it around and use the numbers in the northeast, southwest doodahs.
For more complex braids, you need to use the numbers, but for the round braid, it's a very good tip to just turn it over like that.
Don't start complex, start
you
simple.
Don't. No, exactly, you don't.
Can I just say, jewellery makers, that Kumihimo is probably the one medium I shied away from because I thought it was too hard. Now let me tell you, I think it's the easiest, after a stretchy bracelet, it's the easiest thing you can possibly do. Children can do this. My nieces, Leia and Mina, do this all the time. They love it. In fact, they'd just gone to Japan last week and they took their Kumihimo disc on the aeroplane with them. They're doing Kumihimo. And Mina's started crocheting as well. So it's something that children can do. It's that easy. I promise you, with my hand on my heart, I am not a clever girl with things like this. I'm not, and I'm clumsy and all that. So if you're thinking, if you're all thumbs like me, this is something you can absolutely do. I promise you. NUGC73, you've got the Kumihimo disc and you've got the DVD. The DVD is $4.95 on its own. You're getting the Kumihimo disc for free, Jewellery Makers. It's ridiculous.
Robbery.
If you go in, it is robbery.
It's my DVD.
How dare. Yeah, Phil. Phil,
What?
if you go into a craft store, something like this an hour is going to set you back about £19 on average. I've been in them. £19.99 is the average price tag.
Yeah.
I don't know why we give it you for this price tag, but we have.
Why?
I don't know why. We could get more for them, but I don't know what's going on. NUG C73. If you would love Prue's Kumihimo DVD, then you need to grab this. If you'd like more of Prue, please go onto Facebook and actually put in Kumihimo on the search engine. You'll find it. Click like on that page, and Prue is always on hand to give us loads and loads of helpful tips. And we had to see her outstanding designs as well. If you would like this, please grab it now and then you'll be able to do everything. So we've given you all the ingredients to be able to create these gorgeous pieces at home. So now the rest is up to you, but let's see how we Kumihimo.
Can I just say something quickly? I'm actually wearing a necklace from that DVD. I just realised that.
So you're going to be able to create this gorgeous necklace. Is that bicones as well?
Yes,
Oh, I love a bicone, I do. Look how wonderful this. So this is a Kumihimo with beads, and you can see how effective it is and how different actually you can make Kumihimo look by using different braids. It's all about you know, your different mediums. You can change the look of it entirely, and then you've just seen what Prue's been wearing. I'm just going to ooby-dooby. I'm going over here. Here you go. Have a look. And using this cord ribbon, you've got a completely different.
Yes, and that is the most simple. That is just ordinary round braid, just the end stuck into an end cap, and from the findings that we've got in this kit, and a little bow tied onto the bail like that. It's one of my favourites actually.
That is absolutely
it's so
gorgeous.
simple and so pretty.
That would make a really lovely hairband as well on a larger scale. Wire through it, done.
The ribbon ties very nicely in bows as well, doesn't it? You know, some ribbon is more difficult to tie, but this has a nice little drape to it, so it does tie beautifully.
And just pull the end and keep getting it neat and tidy. Oh, okay, Prue, sorry I've keep interrupting you. It's my job. I'm so sorry, everybody. I know it annoys you. Now, continue, sorry.
Right, so this is a little bit, if you've got an old Kumihimo disc, use that one for this. If you've only got one, that's fine.
Because it'll be
so this is a little bit wider than the S-lons you might want to use on a brand new one. So that's why it's always good to really buy them in twos, to be honest, I'd say. But there we go. What you're going to do is just slot the ribbon into the two slots at the top of the disc on that dot there at 32, and onto the two at the bottom.
That's north 32 if you've got the other disc.
That's right. So completely opposite each other. Now you can also have the colours slightly differently. So on the necklace I did it so I had a green and a black, a green and a black. This way I'm doing it so I've got two black at the top, two green at the bottom, and you just get a slightly different effect. So this is slightly different to the way it looks on the necklace. So you know, that's the fun of Kumihimo. That gives you more of a sort of straight line, more of a straight line of the colour. This gives more of a spiral effect.
You can see,
just by playing with the positioning of the ribbons on the disc, you'll get different looks. And again, that's loads of fun to play around with. So this is a 4-cord braid. And I'm going to put a weight on the bottom. And what you need to just remember, when you're putting those ribbons on the disc, don't pull too hard because you'll push the ribbon, the beads too far down. Nothing's securing them at the moment.
Okay.
If you find they do keep slipping down, just tie a temporary knot there. Just to sort of keep them in place, a bit of a loop, just to sort of so they don't go too far down. But you really do want to have these in the middle of your ribbon. So if you start being too vigorous at this point and pulling hard, you'll find that you've pulled all the ribbon through. Exactly.
If you haven't got a weight, you can use some car keys.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, anything that's around about 50 grams is what you're aiming for. But it doesn't have to be precisely that. Right, so there are different ways of doing the 4-cord braid. I personally think this is the most straightforward way. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the top left and bring it down to the bottom right, so we're crossing over. And then we're going to take that next door cord and replace it in the slot we've just come from.
This is so easy, jewellery makers, look.
And then we're going to take the top right and move it to the bottom left, and then pick up this cord next door and replace it.
Could it be any easier? Up, down, up, down, up, down.
Exactly. And this one is just a bit different to the 8-cord one because we're crossing over each time. With the 8 one, you don't cross over. And we've got a little gap here, so we just need to bring those back. And that's the sequence then. So you're going to repeat that sequence. And what you'll notice is after one sequence, the colours have changed position, and now they'll change back again. So again, top left to bottom right and replace. Top right to bottom left and replace. Close the gap. What you might find with this braid is that this point here, where the braid's forming, which is called the point of braiding, it's going to keep wanting to come down this way because you've only got 2 points holding the braid up, holding the braid into position on the disc. In other braids you might have, if you've got cords here, then it's all holding it into place. So just, if that happens, just tug a little bit harder on these top ones when you do those moves. You want this spot in the middle to stay in the middle.
Needs to be central.
Yes, exactly. That's how you get the best tension. It's not a disaster if it doesn't, but that's how to do, you get a really nice tension and a really nice even braid.
And if you sort that out now, you won't have to sort it out later.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So again, should we do a couple more? Just so
yes, please.
And with learning a new braid, I always say to people, give yourself a bit of peace and quiet. You know, just don't have people around you when you're doing it because it's all about muscle memory. It's all about remembering the rhythm and your hands remembering the rhythm. And if you just give yourself a chance to just practice, 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 you will find next time you pick it up it'll be really easy. But if you're talking to people at the same time, if you've got people interrupting you the whole time, you know, if the dog's scratching at the door or something, you're not really giving yourself a chance for your hands to learn what to do. It's all about your hands. So it's a bit like learning to type.
I bet your boys had the most amazing GCSE results. You're just so good. Like, I want to do what you've just said. You're coming to my house to live.
Oh, they'll tell you another side to me, but we all have two sides.
I don't care what anyone says. She's brilliant. I'm just learning from you so easily, and I've got the attention span of a gnat, and you're brilliant. I love you.
The good thing about this, you don't, you know, just if you give yourself that first chance to really learn it, then next time you're doing it, you can be chatting, you can have the television on, you can be, you know, answer the phone, all that sort of thing. But if you get it right the first time, if you really give yourself a chance to learn it the first time, then you're away with it. And particularly with more complex braids, and I will say in the next demonstration, I've got a slightly more complex braid to show it, and it's even more important then. Give yourself a chance.
This isn't difficult though,
no,
having said
not.
that, it's
what
really
are you doing?
simple.
You're moving a cord to one slot to another.
Down, up, down,
there
easy.
is nothing difficult about
No,
Kumihimo. It's just about remembering the order.
It's the rhythm.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's the
absolutely.
rhythm, remembering the order, all that sort of thing.
Way easier than driving, and I do that every day.
Yeah, there we go. So I'll just do it a couple more times. So top left to bottom right and replace. Top right to bottom left and replace. And I'm just going to, as I was saying, I'm just going to pull a bit harder on those two top ones to bring that point of braiding up, and then close it up.
And that's important. Just close those gaps, because you might look at it and think, why am I
where
there?
am I?
Just close them in.
Yes. And don't, if the phone does ring, don't answer it straight away. Finish that sequence so you're back there. Then when you pick it up again, you're back at the start.
You can see which one's got to go next then as well.
Unlike the round braid that goes around the disc, this is always the same. It's always going to be those same slots that are moved. It stays in that position. So you put it down, pick it up, it's still going to be your top left.
Yes.
And so what you do now is, for the next bit, you just carry on braiding to the end of your ribbons, till you've got no more ribbon left, and then I can show you the clasp.
Now, before you do that, and while you're readying yourself, I am going to give everybody, I was going to give you the findings, and I brought the necklace over. Now, I'm going to give you your Kumihimo accessory packs. So you have got, let me see if we've got, yes, you've got your pendant veil, which I'm just going to come and show you. Now, we're going to give them you in 3 different colours. I just want to show you, because a lot of people always ask, the Kumihimo pendant veil, I don't get it. This is how they work, see? So you've got the whole, that can go around Kumihimo, all sorts of braids, but we do call them Kumihimo packs. So I'm going to give you the rose gold. Oh, they're all the same colour, you're going to get 3. Sorry, you get different sizes. You get 3mm, 4mm, and 6mm, I believe, yes. And you've got the entire pack, so you've got the bell-shaped ends, you've got the toggle clasps, and you've got your pendant veils as well. BXG C89, £12.85 for 3, incredible. But we can do even more incredible. We can do redonkulous. £6.95 Jewellery Makers. Don't forget we've got clearance in the next hour as well. Is that a little snippet of a clearance price tag? Yes, it is. £6.95, 0800 644 655. On the jewellery is here. Sorry, it moved. We got a question. Serzi in Cheshire says, can we see the jewellery again? It's just lovely. Oh. No, of course you can. Of course you can see the jewellery again. We haven't seen enough of this bracelet. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh, you didn't see the earrings. See it all, see it all. It will, of course, be on our website later. Here they are, I love those earrings. I absolutely love it. Is everybody going crazy or what for Kumihimo today? The findings are nearly gone. You need to be quick for those. We're very busy. We're having a busy old day. Now, Prue, you're going to show us how to create the finish. And let me show everybody that before we do. So it's, what do we call this knot? It's called something, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know.
We'll make up a name for it in a minute.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yes. So it's slightly different on each side. One
bead
is a sort
loop knot.
Yes, yes.
Bead in loop fastening.
Yes.
But it looks like a ribbon at the back. I love it. Sorry, I interrupted you. I'm so sorry. Go on. Tell
no, not at all. So now I'm going to show you the two different ways. So I think what I'll do is I'll take this one off first, and I'm going to show you the loop, the buttonhole, as it were.
Oh, it's a buttonhole fastening. That's what it is.
Suddenly came to me.
Hello, Jenny. Yeah.
So I obviously haven't quite done as much as I would have done, but so let's just pretend this is the whole length of your necklace, and you've got to the point where you want to have your buttonhole. So what you need to do is take it off the disc and keep a grip of it, and then just tie a double knot, 2 on each side. There you go, and just tighten it up. And what I did, you can either do a second knot there. I thought that was a little bit bulky, so what I actually did is I just put a tiny drop of fabric glue on there just to make that knot hold, and so that I didn't need the extra knot and the extra bulk. That's up to you. Then you need to judge how big you want your buttonhole to be. So this is going to be the other side of the fastening, so you've got to be able to make sure that you can get that through there. Now, the weight of the necklace will actually close the buttonhole. So you want the buttonhole too big rather than too small, because if it's too small, you won't get the bead through it. But too big doesn't matter at all, because as I say, in use, the buttonhole will be closed by the weight of the necklace. So I'm going to do my next knot, and this time I'm going to do an overhand knot. So I'm going to do all 4 together. And again, tighten it up nicely, and you can take your time just to sort of pull on each one, get a really nice tight knot. Before you go any further, because often when you're tying that knot, the hole can get smaller, just double check you can get your button through or your bead through. Yes, I can, so that's fine. And now, what I'm going to do is pull these through. I'm going to pull 2 of them through, 1 of each colour. And I'm going to do the same trick. I'm going to pull 2 through like that. Now this can be a bit tight, so we're going to do it sort of 2 together. So I'm preparing 1 loop to pull through, and I'm getting the other one ready as well. If you find this a little bit fiddly, you can just trim the second pair off. You don't have to get them all through, but it is possible. But you just need to put the beading thread, both lots of beading thread, through at the same time, because once you've got 1 ribbon through, you won't be able to squash the beading thread through. So all 4 ends through, and I just need to be sure which 2 are which. So I'm just going to pull, make sure I'm pulling on the same ones. There we go, so that's that one. I'm just going to leave the other pair loose, and I'm going to pull this one through first of all. And then I'm going to pull the other one through.
Give it a tug.
Yeah, I'm just going to actually wrap my scissors around it to give me a bit of leverage.
You could use a flat nose plier, couldn't you?
Yes, absolutely. And all you want to do is get it into that bead a little bit so it's secured. So I want it tucked in, because I'm going to leave this as a little bobble at one end, and I just want to make sure they're in a little bit so that I can cut them off. And I can feel that I've come a little way in, so I think I'm happy with that. I know that that loop is part way into that bead, so that's going to be tucked away. So what I can do then is remove that beading thread. This beading thread can be a little bit difficult to remove, but you can just trim it away which is what I will do now. And then trim away the excess ribbon. Again, just take your time to do this because you do want to be careful you don't snip the ribbons that are already there. I'm going through quite fast, but if I was doing this at home, I would take a little bit more time just to be really careful I didn't snip through any of the other ones.
Do you need to glue or?
You're going to glue in a minute,
yeah.
Yes. So what you'll find is, there we go. So what you then need to do is pop, and as you can see, I haven't done a very neat job, have I? But you can do it, you know, there are a few little wisps. I'd just go along, trim those off. Then just what you need to do is put a little bit of glue there and a little bit of glue there. And what that will do is, that will make this, or you actually, more than a little bit glue here, you want to coat this whole bobble end loop with glue, and that will make it so hard that it can't go back through. So if you feel on the end of the loop, you'll see that there's no way that loop can go back through.
No way, look.
Once you've put the PVA or whatever glue, the same decoupage glue you're using,
it's completely stiff.
Yes. So it's almost like a little bead.
Because I thought it was going to go flat. No, no, no.
So that's not going to go through because it's you know, too big now and too hard. And then if you just pop a little bit of glue at this end as well, the same sort of glue, then again that will harden up that end and that will make sure that's going nowhere.
I'm going to give you, just quickly, because the other Kumihimo findings, they've sold out. So I'm going to give you the exact same, but in silver. It's coming on your screen right now. 51 pieces altogether. So you've got the, they're all different sizes, right? And you've got the faceted. Are they faceted or did I just see? Yeah, I've got a faceted one in here. That's really pretty. Have you ever seen that one?
Nice. No, I haven't. No. That's
and you're
lovely.
pro of Promotional. Look. I really like those. They're all facety. And these are going to be, of course, £6.95 as well. If you'd love the silver version, come on through on the phone lines, 0800 644 655, or you can order online, which is JewelleryMaker.com. Prue, I'm sorry to have interrupted you again.
No, that's right. We're nearly there now. It's just a matter of then putting a bead on the other end. So you can do the same thing if you want and have the little loop. On that one, I actually pulled them all through so that I could have a little tassel as well, just to make a bit of variety. And you could do it either way. You could have the little hard loop on both of them, or you can have the little tassel on both of them. So again, we're just going to imagine here that I've got the other side of the necklace. The way you can do this, there are different ways you can do it, but it's a quite fun way to do it is just to pull two through. Again, using the beading thread to pull it through. Oh, there we go, it jumped out of its loop. So pull the two through. There we go. And push it right down to that knot. And then I'm just going to knot them all together at the end in an overhand knot. You can pull them through as well if you want to. This is just a slight alternative. So you've got the ribbon going on either side. And then what you want to do to make your little endings, to make sure they're neat, is decide how long you want these to be to make this little sort of tassel-y, ribbony end, and then paint on a thin row of the glue that you're using. I think my paintbrush is going to be a little bit hard after sitting there for a bit, but it'll do the trick. Just paint on a very thin row. So I want mine all to end about there. So I'm going to hold it taut with my fingers. I've got it on a little bit of plastic. And then a neat little row. Let that dry. And then you can cut straight through there and then it won't fray. And it also has the advantage of giving it a little stiffness to the end as well, so that it makes them quite perky and sort of spread out.
I love
So that's the method.
Now I'm going to give everybody...
That's it.
The last Kumihimo bundle sold out as well. Everything's sold out that we've bought you so far, by the way. So I'm going to give you 4 strands of wooden beads. Now these, for beaded Kumihimo, would be outstanding. They are perfect. You'd need a thinner medium or beading thread going through them. Now you get 4 strands. They're very lightweight. They're an amazing colour. They're very boho chic. They could be masculine. They could be feminine. They are tiger ebony plain rounds. and they are 4mm. They're perfect for doing peyote stitching with. They are perfect for adding tassels to the designs that Prue has created here. They're great for beaded Kumihimo if you want to keep that theme, and you are getting 4 strands for just £6.95. How is using wood to get, because we normally give genuine gemstones. We haven't given one gemstone in this hour, but you like to mix all the different mediums. You use all sorts.
I do as well, but I think the great thing about wood is the weight of it, really. And one of the issues with Kumihimo can be that it's very heavy. Some people love that, but if you don't want it so heavy, use wood, or even mix it in with gemstones as well, because they would mix in beautifully with gemstones, or with pearls as well. So, you know, you can do so many things with something like that, but you haven't got the weight. You've got a beautiful light bracelet to wear, or necklace. And with necklaces, when you've got a lot of beads, they can be quite heavy. Some people say, oh, it's lovely, but it's a bit heavy. Not with beads. Perfect.
These will be absolutely perfect for that bead looming, bead weaving, all sorts of different designs. And I think it goes very, very well with all the different textures that we've given you today at Jewellery Maker here with Kumihimo. AEG C79 is your item code. At just $6.95, you can see they're flying out. And I've got to just make everyone aware of the fact that we do have queues today on the phone lines. We have for the last couple of days, actually, haven't we? But it is clearance today, so we're even busier than usual. £6.95. So we've concluded. How long do we need to dry everything for? How long till I can wear?
Right. It's a very. These glues are always very.
This is dry already. Look.
Perfect. Yes. Yes, no, exactly. So this is exactly the point, really, or even it could have been a bit earlier, it could have been a bit later. So these glues are very tolerant, really. They're not, and if you do touch them, they're a bit sticky. They're not harmful in any way. So this is the point where you just look and check, and you squash down any little edges that might have popped up, and then you remove it from the chopstick. And particularly paying attention to where you've pulled it off the chopstick, give that a good squash, and then this is where a nice little roll in your hands will just push it all down. And then do another coat. So back onto his chopstick,
and then
another coat. And what that extra coat will do, it will give you a much smoother finish, because you've got lots of overlapping layers here. And every time you put another coat on, you'll get a smoother finish. And whether it's a matte finish or a shiny finish, probably a shiny finish, you need to do even more coats, because every little bump will show. Matte finishes are much more tolerant. We don't really see that. And I think the slap it on the website at the moment is a matte one. So I think you could get away with just one extra coat. I've used 2 extra coat on these. But it's quite a nice job. You'll probably find you do quite a few extra, really. You've just got them sitting in the glass, and next time you go past, you have another little go at them.
Definitely a good idea.
And then these are just perfect to thread, using the beading thread method, just to thread onto ribbon, as in that first necklace there, where I've got the beads, although those are naked beads, I've got them just... I've got them just sitting on the ribbon there. So there's no glue or anything holding them in place. And in wear, they will stay where they are. But you can move them if you want to, because I've got I've got 2 lots of ribbon going through it. So there's a snuggish fit. So you can adjust it. You could have them all at the bottom, or you can have them spaced out like that. You can do all sorts of different things. And you can always change them as well, of course. Change them as your mood goes, really.
And as depending on the outfit you're wearing and things like that. Look at all this gorgeous jewellery. Everyone's so loving you today, Prue. Thank you for all of your messages. Been wonderful. I'm going to recap. This is your last chance to get which one? Which one have we got single figures of? The wood. Right, we got single figure. How many unchecked baskets do I have, Philip, please? Producer Philip. Single figures. So we've got nine left, have we? And how many unchecked baskets again? 18. 18 unchecked baskets. I'm talking to Daisy, Madeline, Catherine in the Shire, Nikki, Jacqueline, Yvonne, Christine in Hampshire, a jewellery maker in Northumberland, a jewellery maker in Derbyshire. Leigh, you haven't checked your basket out, Leigh. You're the queen of checking baskets out. Angela, Brian, Natasha, Elizabeth, Charity Claire. You've got to check your baskets out. There are not enough of these to go around if you don't. And there's more, but anonymous baskets open there as well, so you need to be quick. That one will sell out very soon. Now, it's time to give you... Oh, we've got to go to a break already. It's time for a break already. Goodness me, that went like that. Get those text messages coming for Prue. I'm going to give you a whole hour of clearance after this.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
If you have a question or a query for Jewellery Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2, or alternatively you can email help@jewellerymaker.com. Sarah Elvin brings you her DVD, Friendship Bracelets. This fantastic DVD is filled with excellent techniques to create the perfect friendship bracelet. This includes the chevron style bracelet, the knitted style bracelet, and the crisscross bracelet. Friendships are forever, and so are bracelets. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
It's not January, but we are giving you a clearance sale. So if you are ready to shop for absolute bargains, then look no further than Jewellery Maker. If you're just at the very beginning of your jewellery making journey, then you are about to build up a huge stash of goodies for a very tiny price tag. If you're an avid jewellery maker already, sit on your hands because these deals are going to be far too tempting. Lock your handbag in the other room, ladies, if you haven't got any cash to spare. Now, let's start. I'm going to start with these gorgeous spacer beads, and I love these because they have got the most amazing texture. If you've got your moulding compound, these would be a really good one to put the moulding compound in. They're totally different to any of the spacer beads that we have here at Jewellery Maker, and these are going to go really well with your wooden beads. I think they've got that bohemian look to them. Aren't they gorgeous? I really love these, but also think about using your alcohol inks. I did this yesterday. Not anchor links, alcohol inks. Come on, Jenny, you know of the word alcohol. You know it too well. Your alcohol inks will be wonderful with these. And you know, yesterday, the wonderful Jan actually used permanent markers over things and then rubbed it off. So if you want to colour these, you could do that in this way, couldn't you?
Yes, yes, you could get some wonderful effects.
You can put your Kumihimo through these, the skinny braid. You can do all sorts. You can just put them straight onto a bracelet. These would make an outstanding stretchy. For anybody who's just started jewellery making, I think these are a fab way of doing stretchies. But also, if you wanted them this way round, you just pull your beading thread through, do a lark's head knot, and then attach it to whichever medium you would like. Or on cord. No, better on cord, actually, Jenny. You know what, Jewellery Makers, it's going to be great with black cord, isn't it? And actually, then it could be masculine or feminine. Should be £26.85. These are silver on copper, so real silver on copper, and they're all textured, and you get I've got more than 10. 30 of these. Oh, you get 3 packs. They're only 7. Hang on a minute, what was the original price tag? Phil, what was the original price tag? 26, $7.95. Why doesn't this happen when I go makeup and clothes shopping? That's ridiculous. That's an amazing price drop. If you ever go into get your favourite perfumes or your favourite makeups or your favourite pair of jeans, they're never, and you know that they're in a sale in your favourite shop, they're never that good in a sale. It's like 10%, 20%. Look at this. Absolutely incredible. Cersei in Cheshire saying they would look great just all on a necklace. Yeah. Do you know what? Oh, they would, wouldn't they? So that's a big look at the moment, that chunky silver look, isn't it? Really love it. 35 of these have already been allocated. You're going to have to be quick as sticks if you want to get yours. Half stock now gone. Loads of you there. It's lovely seeing your names pop up on my screen. Let us know what you're up to. I've got no dog stories to give to you today, apart from the dog did have a very good time yesterday, with it but it had been overwalked. We're overwalking it. Max was not happy because I've got Simon's little puppy Westie, which is like 10 months old, and I took him for a massive walk in the morning, and then he rolled in Fox's you-know-what, and then I had to give him a wash with coconut shampoo and a big blow dry. Ooh. And then my friend came round who's got a girly Westie, and she took him over there for a play date. He proceeded to pee all over her house out of excitement for the female, and then my son, in his rage that anyone had taken him out, he couldn't believe that I would be so irresponsible to let him go for a play date, took him on a walk. So this poor dog's been around all day just doing, and he's a Westie, he's only got little legs. And then he went to his friend's house, left the dog in front of the telly. Mia comes in 5 minutes later, thinks, oh, I'll take him on a massive dog walk. So literally when I got in last night, the dog's like this, no more walks. I tried to take him for a walk this morning, he didn't want to go out. Now, what have you been up to? What have your crazy pets been doing at the moment, Jewellery Makers? Now, I'm going to put them away because it looks like they've sold out, my darlings. So I'm going to give to you oh, I love these. Now these are for any of you that's into knitting, sewing, doing the little cushions that we all love, as well as jewellery making. You need these. How about genuine gemstone buttons? If my gran was still around today, she would love these, because my gran was the most amazing knitter. And I found all of the little pieces that she'd made for my son, and I'm going to send them to my nephew tomorrow. Although it might make me a bit emotional doing that. Have a look, because these are genuine Jasper buttons. How fantastic are these? I mean, how wonderful is it to have genuine Jasper buttons? Now, Prue, I can see you're eyeing these up.
Yeah, no, I would have lots of fun with those, yes. Yeah, you can join them together in a really pretty way if you'd have 2 cords and you go through in opposite ways through each hole and then back through. It's a bit hard to describe, but have a play with them with S-long cord, and you can get them to join up together. So just with 2 cords,
like a concertina effect, I sort of
no, you do get them to sit straight because they've got nice. So I was looking carefully. They've got nice sides.
Oh, so they'll sit like this, will they?
In a nice little row together. You could make a really pretty bracelet or the front of a necklace. Those are great fun.
So definitely in the Prue stash.
Yes, definitely.
Going in the Prue stash. Now you get 15 of these in total. They are solid Jasper buttons for the really posh cardie, darling. What a major price drop again. Original was £26.95, is that correct? And today, in the clearance, just £6.95. You need them. Imagine just sewing them onto a plain black dress. I mean, imagine if you just did that or round the sleeves. My dress would look so much more interesting. Sally, you've got yours. Sandra Tina, collector in Greater Manchester. Lay, who, listen, watch Lay's basket level, because I've got a different crew today. This week, Lay I think the #1 button is broken on her phone, because she can only buy in massive multiples. So, you know, if Lay's got a basket open, you better beware. Leslie's got 2. Nikki, you've got yours, a collector in Hertfordshire. Len in Kent, a collector in Oxfordshire. Caroline, you've got yours. Margaret, you've joined us. Gail, you've joined us. Susan's joined us too. Hello, hello, and a great big kiss on the lips to each and every one of you. Deborah from Pennsylvania, where pencils are made. She's here, so that's where she's from. Richard and Amelia, Charity Clare, she's probably sharpening pencils in Pennsylvania as we talk. £6.95. Well done to all of you. I've got loads of goodies for you. Oh, can we do these fabric sheets next, please? Because I'm in love with these, and I know Prue's going to go, hey, Prue, can I decoupage with these?
Oh, yes, yes, definitely.
Yes. I'm all decoupage happy today. Yes.
Oh, wouldn't that be vibrant?
Look at the colours. Look at the colours. I feel like I'm making bridesmaid dresses and I'm saying you can have them in this colour, this colour, this colour. That one's my favourite. I love the gold though. Oh my gosh, look at that blue, look at that pink. Do you want to see the size of these? You can make cushions out of these.
Yes.
I'm very excitable today. I'm wagging my imaginary tail over these today. Now, let's see. You can make a sash. Can I smell them? Oh, they smell really nice. They just look like they smell nice. They smell like biscuits. I don't know why. Oh, you get...
That's a lot. That's such a gorgeous colour.
Is it silk? Satin? Yes, yes it is, isn't it? Look, let's make ourselves prettier, girls. Straight away.
Yes, yes. Office to party.
Yes! Tie a little bow and away we go. I'm going to just do that. Headbands. Fabric, Prue. Do you work with fabric a lot?
Yes, I do. Yes.
What do you do with it?
Well, you can of course cut it into strips and kumihimo with it, particularly if you do it on the bias, so you get less fraying. Because when you kumihimo with things, all the ends do get stuck inside the braid, so you aren't going to have long bits of fraying coming off. And also, if you cut it on the bias, so exactly on the cross, then you get slightly stretchy bits, and you can make some beautiful things with kumihimo. But you know, patchwork, things like that, be lovely. Or
Patchwork quilting. I love stuff like that, Prue. Definitely, if you bought the wooden beads, definitely get these. And if you are crafty, if you are into your sewing and you're a bit of a seamstress maybe, or a seam master, I don't know what you call a man that sews. A seamster, is it? £6.95, Amelia guessed. £6. Oh, you sound just like Amelia, Leah. £6.95. That's happened. £6.95. ZLG C76. I've got what's the Oh, they're 80 by 30 centimetres. Do you like my belt now? Do you like what I've done there?
I think that looks fantastic.
Come on, let's go partying, shall we? Let's do it. Now we are partying. We're having a clearance, for goodness sake. Look at all these gorgeous colours. How many do I get? 1, 2, 15. Phil just went 15. I was having fun counting then, Phil. £6.95. ZLG C78. What do you use these for? Oh yeah, of course a man is a tailor. Tinker tailor, soldier sailor.
Of course, yes.
What is the rest? I don't know what the rest of that is. Yes, of course he's a tailor.
Rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief.
Oh, that's it, yeah. That's it, we used to do that with our shoes in the...
Or cherry stones.
I don't know cherry stones.
That's who you're going to marry. That was the traditional thing. I think, you know, if you have a cherry pie or something.
And you get the stone, you're going to marry
you count
someone.
them out, yes. Tinker tailor, soldier sailor.
Oh, you do. Oh, that's good. We need to make cherry pies in my house. I need to know who I'm going to marry. Now, should I take my sash off now? I've tied it too tight. I'll have to leave it on. Now, I'm going to give to you. Let's do our first gemstones of the day, Philip. Let's do. Ba-bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Let's do these shell perlinate. These are a good one. Oh, I love these. Hey, I'm ready to party now, jewellery makers, because straight away into a necklace, these could not be easier. All you have to do is put your beading thread through them, loop round, crimp, and then add your findings, whether it's a toggle clasp, which it probably would be with this, because you'd need a nice substantial toggle clasp, wouldn't you? Because they're nice and large, and they're such a pretty colour. Now, I want to just actually concentrate on the colour, because we're giving you next season's colour for a clearance price tag. You know when you're going around the shoe shops and the clothes shops at the moment, and you're seeing stuff in the sales, little corners still left, and it's all last winter's, it's all the winter stuff. Except we're moving into springtime now, aren't we? And actually what's out on the normal prices are all the spring colours. Well, we're not doing that. Look at this gorgeous breeze of a colour. You get 2 strands of these. They're huge and they're faceted, and I just love. This will go very nicely, Prue, with your kit.
Yes. Oh, it would, wouldn't it? Yes.
Love these colours. You get 2 strands, and you can do so much stretchy bracelets. $4.95. $4.95. You need to grab this one quick. 2 strands for $4.95, and they are 14mm rounds, so they are perfect for stretch. I mean, look, doesn't that look really summery? I love this. You have got an opportunity to make Kumihimo added this. You could put one either at the end of the Kumihimo. You can use these for macrame. You can put them either end of a chainmail bracelet. You can make beaded necklaces with these. You can use these for key rings, for handbag charms. The possibilities are endless. But I will tell you, these are going to go through. You know how Prue did the thing with the beading thread where she pulled the material through? You could do that with these because they got a really large drill hole, and you could create some really pretty pieces. VWG C17, there are absolutely stacks of you grabbing these. Sue, beading budder Sue, or budding beader, I never know which one it is. She's got these, Nanny Sue. She's watching. Hi, Nanny Sue. They're probably, are they in today?
Yes.
She's in watching. Nanny Sue! They've all got a song for you. It goes, Nanny, Nanny Sue, Nanny, Nanny Sue. Now, Nanny Sue is in fact messaging us from the other room. She's actually texting us from the other room instead of coming in here. Jewellery to go with shell pearls. Yes, do you know what? I love the fact that you've got... Ooh, one just flew off. Do you know what? I love shell pearl anyway because, and I love that you get the faceted, and it is like jewellery to go. You can just make and go with these, very easy. So for anyone who's just beginning their jewellery maker journey, this is brilliant for you. I love that we've got your postcode that comes up on. I think it's our postcode, look. It is our postcode that comes up. She's actually texting us from the other room, Jewellery Makers, 2 rooms away. And instead of walking down the corridor, she's a girl after my own heart. Because I do stuff like that. Now, I'm going to give to you. I'm going to go for a difference in colour now. We're going to go for that thundercloud colour. And these actually go... what I'm going to show you is this colour with rose quartz goes really nicely. So we're talking about crackle quartz here. To get quartz crackled, what you have to do is heat it up, heat it up, heat it up, heat it up. Let's pretend it's the 90s and we're in one of those we go to the little spa places in the leisure centre. And you know when you get really, really hot, you're in the steam room, and you remember the plunge pools? They probably have them still. That's what they do with this. So they heat it up, heat it up, heat it up until they're like, I can't stand it no more. And they plunge them in ice cold water, and then it gives you all that crackle. And then of course, these are dyed different colours, so that you get an array of assorted colours. Now you get 2 of these, but what I just want to show you is how wonderful they look, and you can make them summery with pink. They look great with pink, don't they? Now, if you want to make unisex pieces of jewellery, let me recommend these strands because they make really wonderful Shambhala style bracelets for the chaps and for the ladies, and they're brilliant, just one of these on a leather cord for the chaps as well. But great for the girls if you want to mix them with purples, if you want to mix them with pinks, going to give you a great depth. Now, your original price tag for 2 of these is £19.90. It is a double trouble deal, Jewellery Makers. WLG C54. £5.95 for genuine quartz. Remember, these aren't glass beads, which are wonderful. There is nothing wrong with using glass and wood or anything like that. But these are genuine gemstones. You know, they've been through certain processes. They've been mined for. People have to get paid to cut these and then to plunge them into that water. There's a lot that goes in. There's a big old history behind these already. £5.95. I love you, Amelia. Just want you to know that. I like your top today as well. £5.95 WLGC 54 0800 644 655 is the number to be dialing, or the w's.jewellerymaker.com if you're doing it online. And if you haven't done so already, download the app in all the usual ways in your app stores. What have you bought that's weird in your app store lately? We've all got those apps, haven't we, that we download? The strange apps. What's the one that you use the most, I wonder? What's the app you use the most, Amelia? Do you know?
I actually like to play that Sudoku game.
You like the Sudoku app. What about you, Prue? What's your most used app?
A collage making app. So I can bring all my pictures of jewellery making together onto one picture.
That's an app. Wonderful.
Yes. It's really convenient because I can't manage difficult editing, but you can do some really exciting editing just with little apps.
Oh, I love that. That's brilliant. I like the ingredients thing where you don't know what you're going to make, so you can put all the contents of your fridge in there and it comes up with something that's got a recipe that's got all of those things in, and you're like, phew, it's not beans on toast then. Because sometimes you're like, what can I make out of that? And you know, you're like, oh, my brain. And then along comes the app and it says, and it gives you like a list of all the things that have got those ingredients in. It's good, yeah. A lot of frittatas go on in my house. $5.95 WLGC54 is your item code. What's your favourite app, Jewellery Makers? Is it the Jewellery Maker app? Of course it is. What's your favourite app, darling angel?
I don't have any good ones at the minute.
Lauren's got no favourite good ones. Spotify, I'm always on that. I get confused with Spotify. Now, I'm going to give to you the 2 strands of rose quartz that I just showed you a moment ago. I think I'd like to do that. Teardrops of rose quartz. There's friendship gemstone. Friends, lovely friends. These are perfect for earrings. Have a look. If they drop down into a drop with silver wire, lovely loops. Oh, is the sun still shining outside? I feel like it is. I could burst with happiness when the sun shines. Because you can deal with life's problems when the sun shines, can't you? When it doesn't, you're like, everything is wrong. QWG C97 is your item code. 90 carats of this gorgeous gemstone. Oh, by the way, these make fantastic flowers. And if you've just joined Jewellery Maker and you've got that DVD for free, it'll tell you how to do those flowers. $4.95. This is rose quartz. You know when you go to museums when you're younger and you go to the little bit at the end and there's always gemstones that you can, because you always have money, don't you, from your dear old ma, and you take her either a pencil back and spend the rest on sweets, or you take your mum some rose quartz, don't you? You know, we've known about rose quartz since we were little, and it's such a pretty gemstone, such a feminine gemstone, and another one that will go very well with Prue's kit.
Yes, oh, definitely. Yes, spot
I
on
love a
there.
teardrop as well, because they're so versatile, aren't they?
Yes, yes. And little ones like that, you can just sew them in here and there, you know, particularly when you're using ribbons and things. You've got to, you just get a needle and thread, sew them in where you want them.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
You can be really creative with that sort of thing.
So get some nice pink thread or cotton.
Yes.
And have a sew with them. There's so much more than just jewellery making that you can do with these, by the way, Jewellery Makers. And these are great for brooches. These are wonderful for little drops and bracelets and things like that. But there are so many things you can do. And remember, if you're making a bracelet for somebody, maybe it's a wish bracelet on a card or something like that. This is a gemstone that's said to signify love and friendships. It's a friendship gemstone. There are so many of you. Classic lay. Classic lay. How many has Lay got? 12. That is so Lay. Every time Lay buys something, I don't think the #1 button works. 12. I think she lives in a cave full of amazing gemstones. Jason, hiya Jace. Hi girls. I've set myself a £50 budget in the clearance hours. I may need to up it a tad. Great show, stunning designs, Prue. Big kiss from Jason.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Jace.
Big kiss back.
My brother-in-law's called Jason. I never met a Jason that wasn't really fun to wind up. $4.95 is your item code. Now, I'm going to give to you, what do I feel like doing? Let's do head pins, because we haven't done any findings really, apart from, well, we've done a few. These are fantastic to make into earrings straight away. I'm going to show you, because this is the easiest thing you could possibly ever do. So, and what you can do, you don't have to have a butterfly back with these, because you can shepherd hook them. You can make little hooks at the back, but let me get a straight one. These will go through your your piercings really easily. So they're studs straight away. And what I would do is just curl that round. This is why I like these, because they're all so great. Do you see, that's a classic stud right there, isn't it? Are my ears clean? Just. Listen, Jewellery Makers, I was covered today when I got to work in mud and all sorts of horrible things, and I had to have a shower. And then I walked into the other room with my towel on my head in my dressing gown. Did you see me like that? Yeah. And there were loads of people here that I didn't know, and I was like, oh, hi. I had slippers on. Leah came in. What were you doing coming in with cups into the shower? You can't make tea in the dressing room. I was making, I carried a watermelon. You weren't. No, you weren't. Don't get the water out of that tap. Now, you are getting, it all goes off here, Jewellery Makers. All of the other presenters are naturally clean and beautiful. Not this one. Not this one. We're going to give you all of these head pins. You've got so many of them. You've got 200. These are wonderful for threading beads onto Jewellery Makers. There's so much you can do with these. So much. I wonder if these will go through here, or whether they'll go all the way through. No, they'll go all the way through. They're £3.95. You
That's
rascal.
crazy. That's crazy.
You could put it in a nose stud if you had one. Someone thought, who's got a nose stud that I was really surprised at the other day? No, one of the guest designers. Was it Fleur? Could have been Fleur. Could have been Fleur. I can't remember. One of them. It was Debbie Bolford, I think, actually. No, it wasn't Debbie Bolford. It was someone I was like, I would never have thought it. It was Laura. Yeah, Laura's got one, but I'd think that of her because she's got her eyebrow pierced as well, hasn't she? £3.95. Just super, super, super value. But Prue,
Yes.
why do I need them?
You never have enough. And sometimes it's hard to say why you're using them up, but you do. You use them the whole time. You can use them to finish off your Kumihimo
Like money.
with.
Hard to say
just
what
like
you spend
money.
it on, but you do.
But you just want to add a little accent on here or there, just pop on a bead and make it into a wrap loop and pop it onto things. But you do get through them a lot. That is what I would say. So you do need a big stash of them. And there's nothing worse than thinking about a project you want to do and you've just got a bag of 10.
And you can't
And then you
make
think, actually,
it.
I'd like that look a bit fuller. And then you've used up your 10. So you've got a lot there. And such a generous end to them as well there. So a real feature.
These are really good with big, fat polymer clay beads. They look really good, and then you can make them look kind of like a bit boho-ish as well. There's a lot, and I love this colour, the rose gold copper colour. It's really in right now. Loads of you there. Look at all your names. Kelly's got 2, Anne's got 2, Kate's got 2, Alan and Janice has got 2. Absolutely loads of you. I can't read all those names possibly, can I? Len, you've got 3. Susan, you've got yours. Maureen, everyone's multi-bag. Sorry. Came from nowhere, Jewellery Makers. It was a lucky one. You know the ones that just take you by surprise? They're lucky, aren't they?
Are they?
Yes, they are. NUG, especially if you come out the other side of it with your eyes still in their sockets. £3.95, NUG C36 is your item code. Sorry about that, Jewellery Makers. Now, I'm going to give to you something else fantastic. I'm trying to keep really tidy for Amelia today, or she gets really cross. You're welcome. Can we see her in the little cubby hole? There she is. That's what Amelia does, everybody. She's just beavering away. She wishes, I don't know what she's saying. Have a look at these. Look at that colour. These look so yummy. Do you know what these are? Do you remember when in the 80s you get blood oranges like normal, like all the time? You can only get them from one supermarket now. Do you remember blood oranges?
Oh, yes, yes. And sometimes you get them when you're not expecting them.
Yes, you just cut it in half and you're like, wowzers.
Whoa.
You can get them from like the greengrocers and stuff, but there's not many supermarkets that do them anymore. Only the really posh one. You know that in their essential range is an ostrich egg, because they're essential. Have you seen that?
Well, you do need them, don't you, those ostrich eggs?
You need them, and essential like the things that are in that essential range are brilliant. Essential champagne. Yes, because that's essential. I can't live without it. It's not like milk, eggs, butter. Like, when is an ostrich egg been an essential, darling? It is in one stash. One can't live without it. I wish my life was like that I could not go on without an ostrich egg. Life was not happening that week. Wow. Have a look at these. The colour of a blood orange, really juicy. Aren't these amazing? They're making my mouth water. Apparently in that essentials range there's also vermicelli nests, because they're essential as well.
Yes, wow.
Wow,
If you live that sort of a life, it is essential, yes.
But you go to the other supermarkets and that range, like the, whatever it is, the everyday range, the essential range, the things that you need every day, that's always the cheaper ones, are things like tea bags, milk,
Yes.
eggs, sugar, that's it.
Yes,
Not in there.
your staples.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Now, Phil's now going through their list of essential products and laughing. Essential avocados, yes, they are essential actually, I can't go on without them. Essential patty, yes, all right, but this could go on all day, couldn't it, now? Phil's loving this range online. $23.85 for these beautiful, juicy 12mm rounds. Have a look at this for a price drop, not drap. What is a drap? I don't even know. £6.95. Jewellery Makers, we're having such a blast this afternoon. Don't you dare go anywhere. I know that we're probably up against Judge Rinder, but you can watch him tomorrow. He always repeats. This is live. It's happening now. I'm obsessed with that man too. XSG, I'd like to marry him. C79, loads of you there. Alan and Janice, 2 for you. Lay, 3 for you. Vilma's got 2. Lavinia, you've got yours. Kathy and Philip, a great big kiss to every single one of you this afternoon. We love having your company. The sun is shining. Is it shining? I hope it's shining for you, Jewellery Makers. If it's not, it should be coming your way. XSG, C79, it is clearance. You have joined us at clearance hour, and we've got Prue here. Could the afternoon get any better than that, really? I mean, honestly, could it? Could it? Could it? No. No. XSG, C79, love them. Love those. Now I'm going to give you, oh, it's going to be Valentine's Day on Sunday. Are you excited for Valentine's Day? It should be good. Now, Prue, how have you, are you talking about Valentine's Day, or is it all surprise, or do you not even celebrate it?
No, well, it just so happens that we're actually going to my parents-in-law for lunch. On
Lovely.
So I think I'll do a little sort of Valentine's supper for us.
Supper or breakfast?
Yes. Yeah, no, my husband's coming back in the morning. He's always travelling.
He might bring you breakfast. You never know on Valentine's Day. That would be nice, wouldn't it? They might surprise us. The men might. Is it the day where women live in hope that a man might surprise us with something, and we're like, we don't want anything. Don't be silly. Don't go wasting your money. I hope they know that that's a trap. Do they know that's a trap? Don't they?
I think a wise man knows that. Yes.
Yeah, a wise man knows that that's a trap. Now, Wesley, you've annoyed your girlfriend. He's gone and bought a car on a famous auction site and spent all the savings that they had to go travelling with. She is not. She is angry because he didn't think it through. Is she talking to you now, Wesley?
It's fine. I needed to buy a car.
It was fine. How are you going to? You have got something for her for Valentine's.
I have no money, so she just has to go over there.
No, you can't do. No. Write her a poem. Write her a poem. Or paint her a picture.
Oh yeah, I could do
Okay, you don't have to do anything that costs money.
I'll make her something.
Make her a cake. Make her a picture, something like that. Okay, just so that you've put the effort in and said I love you. It doesn't have to cost anything. Do not go down that road. You are literally on a short thread this week, Wes. We know that Philip's obviously got something amazing for Kim, his girlfriend. I won't repeat it, I promise, but is it good? Because Kim bought him, for his birthday, a trip, this is good, to go and feed penguins at the zoo. Oh, that's how amazing is that? And because Phil is obsessed with penguins.
Oh, really? That's fantastic.
Now, Kim is going to have a surprise in store, but I'm not allowed to tell you. Let's have a look. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about Valentine's Day is because I've got red wire for you, which is going to make the beautiful red hearts. Not in time for Valentine's Day, I probably admit that. But red wire is brilliant when you twin it with the navy wire. It's wonderful when you want to make red jump rings out of it. I have got the gauge of 0.8, which is great for rings. Twist it, use the wire twister. There's absolutely so many designs out there on our website that you can look. $11.95, brilliant. You've got 100 meters in this red wire. Prue, what would you do with red wire? Do you use wire first of all?
Oh yes, no, I use a lot of wire. I mean, I use a lot of wire mainly for findings and things, so findings can be fantastic in red wire. I can just add a little lift, something, a little clasp made out of red wire, a little feature.
You can make
here and there.
T-bar clasps out of it, can't you?
Yeah, you can do lovely things like that. But you've got a lot there, so you can do a lot more than that. You can do Kumihimo with it as well. And you can make some beautiful...
With 0.8 you can Kumihimo?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's quite a good idea to wear, I find, to wear leather gloves if you're doing it, because it can be quite hard on your hands.
Oh!
An old
You're
pair.
So harsh that you... I'm going to do some wire
gloves.
On go the leather gloves, darling. My driving gloves for the vintage car, the Kumihimo.
No, just those old gloves you've had for years.
Oh, the old expensive ones, you know.
I'm not going to win this one, am I?
Actually, I have got leather gloves. Because you can't not have leather gloves when you've got a horse.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I can't be stuffing hay nets in the winter without leather gloves on because it stings your hands, Prue.
Well,
stings.
Well, same thing with Kumihimo. If
Exactly.
you've got delicate hands and you haven't done much wire Kumihimo, a pair of
It hurts
leather gloves.
sometimes.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Use those leather gloves, ladies and gents. Now, I'm going to give to you. I take the mickey and I'm just as bad. I'm going to give to you some gorgeous colour. And again, it's Crackle Quartz. So Crackled Quartz. What am I calling it? I called it Quartz. Crackled Quartz. And again, like I said to you, we heat up quartz, heat it. It can't stand it any longer, so we plunge it into icy cold water. Usually that's what we do to get rid of cellulite, but no, with a quartz you get the most amazing crackly effect. And then when you dye it, you know, I gave you in fact, they'll go very well with the, what did I do with them? There they are, with the black ones. Have a look, because when you dye it, it takes to dye very, very well. So you can see how same gemstone, different colours in the dyes, and it just works really well. And now these are like columns, aren't they? They're a great shape. And what I want you to look at is the fact that these have flat bottoms and a dome top. So if you wanted to put these onto your backing foundation or anything like that, they'd be great for that. But also they're wonderful little drops, and they do make fabulous flowers with those different shaped petals. Or you can put them this way for petals as well and have the points coming out. Have you ever used a gemstone this shape before, Prue?
Yes, I do, quite a lot, as sort of drops. So in my Kumihimo, I would use them in drops on one side of the Kumihimo, and that can look absolutely fabulous. But if you're not into Kumihimo, I know some people aren't, I find it hard to believe, but still...
How dare they?
How dare they indeed. But just with the pearl in between, just strung, they're beautiful. I love that colour as well.
I love the colour, and it's so fun, isn't it? It's nice to have those bright, vibrant colours, but you know what, you can put something like the black with it, or like a smoky quartz, tone it down, or you can go to town and put some really bright, vibrant greens with this, bright purples. Think fuchsia bush in nature. Actually, nature gives us these incredible colours too. $26.85 is yours, should be price tag. You've got a trio of these gorgeous Crackle quartz in that raspberry colour. In it comes. It was like £7.95. Another dramatic price drop. You're going to have to sit on your hands, jewellery makers, if you're shopping on a budget with us today, because I'm just keeping on coming with them. Another message coming through, and it's for Philip. Oh, it's for Philip, from Philip. Phil, if you're really obsessed by penguins, go to Blackbrook Zoo outside Leek. It's now renamed, and you can walk around with them. You need to go there, Phil. Do you think Philips are obsessed with penguins? Maybe. It's a Phil thing. It's a Philism. $7.95. Do you know, great price tag. Thanks, Philip. I want to go there now. I want to walk with penguins.
I would love to. I love penguins.
I love a penguin.
See, my name begins with a P. Philip, Prue, maybe it's a P thing.
It might be a P thing, because you can relate to them. What with them also beginning with P.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why I'm obsessed with jelly and jumping. $7.95. It's all about the alliteration, darling.
Yes,
it is,
absolutely.
Isn't it? HKGC41. So when I get home, I'm not going to recognise my daughter because she's had her braces off that have been in her mouth for 2 years. And our Chloe has had hers on for 4 years, far longer than her. And she's gutted because Mia's got hers taken off first. $7.95 is your price tag for these. I can't wait to see her. Her lips will disappear. Sort of massive lips. I think maybe it's because she's got braces on that I thought she had massive lips.
Oh, she's going to look gorgeous.
She
It's going to be really exciting to see
She's
her.
very beautiful. I don't know how I produced that child. I really don't. Sometimes I look at her and think, I don't know. Definitely picked up the wrong child. Now, I didn't. Now, I'm going to give to you. What shall I do now? Can we take it to another level? Are these supposed to be in the clearance? Sorry, I just picked them up. They're so tiny.
Ooh. These are very fancy boxes for clearance, aren't they? You
They
know
are
something good's going to come out of them.
And you know something. Do you love little... do you work with tiny tinies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I think
you do, don't you?
Yes, I love tiny tinies, definitely. Yeah.
What do you do with tiny tinies?
Often the drill hole is an issue, but you just use the finer of the beading thread.
What about the ones that are preloaded with the needles? Have you tried those,
Yes,
by the way?
they're brilliant.
Are they fab?
Absolutely brilliant, yes.
Oh, Prue, look at the sparkle. That's green quartz. Do you know, I thought they were green diamonds. Have you ever seen a green diamond? They sparkle like that. Oh my gosh. I actually thought they were. I didn't know whether, because I'm not on shift here anymore. I didn't know whether they're green quartz and smoky quartz. I thought, oh my gosh, when did we get these? Oh. They could be Zambian emeralds. Do you know that? You got smoky quartz as well. Is that drowning it with the black background? Shall I take? Oh, Prue, look at the sparkle.
Well, the sparkle is really reaching me over here, I must say.
If you did a Kumihimo braid with these, would you do it with wire? How would you do it? Something really fine?
Yes, I think probably. Actually, your suggestion with the preloaded needle, you can get those through virtually anything, and they come in different sizes, the actual threads, and you'd get a really nice flexible effect there. Or you can do it on 0.25 wire as well. You know, as long as you're gentle with the braiding process, then once it's done, it's perfectly strong and it looks lovely.
And it will actually end up looking something like what I've got here for you. Don't see the matrix of the Kumihimo whatsoever. These are so high-end, they're so sparkly. They're utterly beautiful. I love the sparkle. And you know what? When you're looking on all of these pieces that are displayed on the fantastic websites of all of our jewellery makers, a lot of you go for sparkle glass beads because you want the sparkle from them. These to me are better because they're quartz, they're genuine gemstones. They're going down from $33.90 for the pair, which by the way I think is incredible, and we're going to a ridiculous price tag. Think of that local bead shop that you've got, think of what price tag they would perhaps charge for a duo like this, and you're getting two for £9.95, another dramatic price drop. They come with the boxes as well, which are also wonderful. If you're going to create something gorgeous, you can actually use these. Absolutely loads of your, and do you know what? Once you've got these, you're going to want more. We haven't got loads, so if you love them, I would multi-buy these, and then if you don't love them when you get them home, it's okay because you can send them back. But once they're gone in the clearance, there's a very small doubt in my mind that we're going to get them back again. Emma's messaged in. Hi, Em. Let's have a look at what Em's got to say. Oh no, I've got Phil's one right there. You have a look at these, and I shall strain the eyes across. Emma says, I've been a fan of Prue for ages, and I am thrilled she's on when I've got a day off. I could just imagine Prue and the Queen, I know, taking tea while doing Kumihimo. Corgis at foot, darling.
Well, what an image. Yep. No, I'd love to do that. I don't
You
think
could
it's
be
going
the
to
Queen's
happen,
daughter.
but you never know what is round the corner. That's what I've found.
You don't. Are you sure that you're not one of her offspring? No, you're not, are you?
No, definitely sure.
You look like you could be. You're not Zara Phillips' older sister, are you? Are you sure? Are you sure? Let's have a look at this.
Not as far as I know, but who knows?
Who knows?
No.
Actually, Zara's a really nice girl. And I do like to think that she called her, I've met her through, And do you know why I like her? Do you want to know why? Because when she rocks up in her horse box in her lorry, she drives it herself. She doesn't have a groom. She does all that herself. Now, actually, she should have a groom, shouldn't she? She should have someone that helps her, does it all. She doesn't.
Oh, good for her.
She warms herself up. She does everything herself.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's a really nice thing.
It says a lot about a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
She does it all, like even to drive a lorry. Zara Phillips has an HGV licence.
It's impressive.
Yeah, exactly. The Queen's granddaughter drives a lorry. I love it. $9.95, XGG C91. And of course, her daughter's called Mia, which I like to think is something to do with me. I'm being informed that the Queen actually knows lots about mechanics, because in the wartime she can fix Land Rovers and Range. Of course, darling, but she wouldn't be able to fix anything else, would she? Something to do with the war. I'm being informed by Maggie. This is information from Maggie. Yeah, I reckon she does. Listen, she knows what she's doing. She's not delicate. She's not a wallflower, is she?
No, very capable woman. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to give to you, my darlings. Let's do. I'm going to do some green again because I love green. Now, Prehnite for me is a peeled grape colour, which always makes me think that I'm a Roman goddess and there's one of those men in loincloths fanning me with those big feather things that they do, peeling me a grape. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah, they peel you grapes, Philip, in the old days. Because you don't want the peel in between your teeth, Philip. Why do I peel a grape? That's what posh people have their grapes peeled, don't they, Prue?
I guess so.
You've heard of it, though, yeah?
No, I have, no, definitely, yes.
It's a thing, Philip,
yes.
okay?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Usually have to be like a right goddess. Probably Cleopatra had grapes peeled for her, yeah? I'm thinking. So this is what it reminds me of. Grapes are better in liquid form, says Phil, with an alcoholic content. Have a look at that glow that you get. What a green. Oh, it's so yummy. It looks yummy, doesn't it? Absolutely striking in these pebbles. And pebbles are great because they sit against the skin really nicely. You can see if I was going to make a bracelet out of this, and it could be out of, do you know what I would do? I'd get the green coloured elastic that we've got, because you'd see it through there and it'd be nice, wouldn't it? That sits very nicely and is an easy stretchy bracelet. But also, these are great in earrings. You just put a head pin through, a little loop, and have one dangling. Because I don't think you need to go... And they're great in bubble bracelets too, because when they're all together and they're stood up in a different manner, you get a great jingle from these. There's a lot you can do. Prue, do you ever use puffy coins?
Yes, I use all shapes, all shapes. I think the great thing about having a shape you haven't worked with before, it makes you just think it through a bit more. And it might take a bit of time. You might look at them a few times. Think, what am I going to do with those? I mean, I'd love to see those in... a really long, maybe sort of flapper type necklace, because you've got so many. That's the thing about these clearance things. You can go for it.
A 1920s style with lots of movement, really long, very Downton in the last stages of Downton, very great Gatsby. I love that era, and actually it was all about design.
Yes.
I wish it would come back like in full force, because the dresses were like heavy with beads and incredible.
Yes.
The jewellery was amazing. £7.95. Just another remarkable price tag. DKGC30 is your item code. These are between 7 and 8 millimetres. These puffy coins are going to suit so many different designs, and great for your stash. Get as many of this colour as you can. Great with lavender amethyst as well. Our Cersei, really love Prehnite. Such a lovely tone of green, very ethereal. Yes, it is ethereal. It is, isn't it? Ah, Cersei. Cersei was eating blocks of cheese last night. Wonder what she's eating now. She's trying to be good today, I can feel it, but I feel biscuit o'clock coming on, Cersei, I'm not going to lie to you. DKG C30, it's fantastic, fabulous Friday. Did you have a flipping good Tuesday with your pancakes? Have you had a good week already? We had pancakes for breakfast and for pudding after dinner at our house. That's how we roll in the Cleary household. Actually, it's all to do with Max. He's got the biggest sweet tooth. Boys just love sweet stuff, don't they?
Yes, yeah. They need it. They need that fuel, I think.
They do, don't they? There are only, after all, only boys. He's just a boy, my prince. You've got two princes. How old are your lads now?
23 and 25. So they've both left home now, but they live in London, so they're always back. They're always back. No, you've just got to make sure you've got the sort of home they want to keep coming back to, you see.
I can't bear the thought of my prince leaving me. Not the prince. The girl's going to go inevitably, but not the boy.
I'm afraid you're going to have to brace yourself for it.
And
you've just got to make sure there's plenty for him to come back.
What if he gets a wife? I'll kill her. I won't, but if she touches a hair on that saintly head. £7.95. How do you feel when, Mum, this is my girlfriend?
Well, I think because I've got no daughters, actually it's lovely to have girls coming into the house.
Okay.
I think that possibly makes a difference, really.
It absolutely does, because you're like...
I'm a bit of... I'm
you want to be a girl now,
Yes, and in my house is all male cats, everything. So suddenly to have girlfriends coming, and they're such lovely girls.
That's good.
So it's lovely, lovely.
Because me and Mia... Max is going to come in and we'll be like, when a cat sees a dog, we'll be like that secretly. This is my mum and my sister, and the poor girl will be like, oh no, I can't come round anymore. £7.95 a trio. Oh, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. They're that age where you're suddenly got the realisation they're going to leave one day. Oh, Jewellery Makers, my boy's going to secondary school in September. What will I do? Now, cry for 7 years now. I love these. I love them. They are amazing. Oh, somebody unknotted them. Oh, no. You're going to get 4. I reckon someone's had a little go on these. 3, 4. Now, these are amazing, and this is the most basic thing ever for anyone who's just started jewellery making. The first thing you will do in a sort of stepping on, another stepping stone is a ladder weave. These look amazing in a ladder weave. Have a look at these. Look at them. You get 4 of these. I love them. Look at that luster.
That's a fabulous colour.
Isn't it?
Really electric, isn't it?
Completely and utterly. I just need to ladder weave them. I love them so much. I think these are going to be amazing altogether. I think these are going to be absolutely fan-blooming-tastic in tiaras. Can you imagine amazing tiaras? Look at the luster you get, because they're so tiny. But they're hematite. You get so much metallic luster from these. I love that colour. I think it's fantastic. You could do some really intricate beaded projects with these, and these could be the base pieces. They should be £35 and 80 pence. I really love these. I love that colour. It's very ball gown blue, isn't it? BNG C08. Clearance quad. £9 and 95 pence. Just another super value deal. If you have not done any intricate beadwork, get these. If you have, you already want them. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm just going to move that. You get 4. Mine's been opened on 1. Darren, you've got yours. Sue, Kathleen, Jewellery Maker in Surrey. Sandra, Angela's got 2. Mo, Tina, collector in Lancashire. Paula in Cheshire. I have got a collector in West Sussex. I have got Gillian. I've got Lay. I have got multi-basket Lay. Nicola. I've got Claire. I've got Ron and Sue. I have got Paula. I've got a Jewellery Maker in Hampshire. Gillian. I've got Bridget. You've got yours. Loads and loads and loads of you. Linda has messaged us in. Oh, where's it gone? Here we are then. Here it is. Stop making me laugh, Jenny. I had a tooth out this morning and I'm trying to handle an anaesthetic wearing off. And you bite everything and you feel like your lips are massive and it tingles. Oh, I hate that feeling.
Oh,
and you have a cup of tea and it feels cold and hot. Oh,
and you dribble.
Yeah, and you dribble. Don't answer the door, Linda. It's probably all down your face. She's doing this right now. I hope you're shopping on the web and not on the phone line. Hello? BNG 208 Oh, it's all about the dentistry today, isn't it? Linda's had a tooth out. Mia's had her braces off. Ooh, it's a funny old world. The things we do, isn't it? I had the horse dentist last week. Wolf tooth. Don't talk to me about that. If you think human teeth are expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never even thought that there'd be such a person as a horse dentist.
Because don't forget they have bits in their mouth.
Yes.
So if they get a sharp tooth, it would really hurt them.
Oh.
So in fact, they're more regular at the dentist than any other member in my house, in fact. Such a terrible parent.
Do they put them in a chair?
Do I put... Well, actually, funny you should say that because Mia's horrible pony. I love her. She's my favourite thing in the world. But she is killy. She tried to kill him. She went up and went with her hoof. Ooh. So you have to sedate her. She does try and do that to me every day, but I'm like, oh, shut up. Do this every morning. Jenny, have you heard the saying, a son is a son until he takes a wife, but a daughter is a daughter all her life, loving the sugar? Yeah, I have heard that, Margaret. I know, that's my boy. I'm so possessive over him. Shall I tell you a funny story about my son? I've got, another message from Anita in Merseyside. I can't see it on my... It says, hi Jenny, I agree with Prue. My boy is 25 and I thought I would detest the girlfriend, but I love her. I'm now waiting to be a nana. That makes me want to cry. I'm going to be a nana. I can't wait to be a nana. Not yet. Not yet. I do keep telling Mia, in 10 years I am going to be a nana, aren't I? She's like, no, you're not. I don't want children. Too much to do. Please, Mia, because Mama will be lonely. £9.95. I'm so needy. Max, somebody said to her, they were talking about what their parents did for a living. Oh no, sorry Amelia. At school. So Max says, my mum, now bear in mind he's 10, so that's when the hormones start kicking in and they start getting a little bit cross sometimes, don't they? And you have to be like, no, don't get cross. So a boy piped up, yeah, she's on zombie TV, she doesn't even need makeup. Well, I thought this was hilarious, really laughed. There is no funny side of that, Mummy. I went to the teacher and told her. Can you imagine? My son's gone, excuse me, miss. Somebody said that my mum was on zombie TV and she didn't need makeup. And he didn't talk to me for an hour because I thought it was funny. He went, well, I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny at all. And I told him never to say anything about you like that again.
That's very sweet, though, isn't it?
It's really sweet, but also hilariously funny. Have a look at this. Have a look. Oh. And you know what? This is my son's birth gemstone. It's the birth gemstone of June, and it's absolutely beautiful. Can you see the iridescence inside these? And don't you just love this soft ballet pump pink? Oh, it's so beautiful. Norwegian peach moonstone. You went to Norway last night, Mags? Oh, the ballet. I was like, well, you did that quickly. Maggie went to the ballet last night. Darling, who took you to the ballet? Sleeping Beauty. Oh, how wonderful. How gorgeous is that iridescence. Now, the reason it's called moonstone is because of that incredible iridescence that you get. And this is the softest of colours. Jewellery makers, what a great gift to give to a baby girl. You're doing a little christening bracelet. Now remember, this is clearance. I could talk to you about this gemstone forever. I think stretchy bracelets with rose gold jump rings in between. $4.90. You had better get this one, Jewellery Makers, I think, because I don't think you will ever see peach moonstone of this quality, this size, at this price tag ever again. You need to pick up the phones. You need to check out baskets on the website. If you've ever used moonstone before, you're already in love with it. It sounds romantic, doesn't it? Moonstone. It sounds so romantic. You know what? Can you get glass bead strands for $4.95? Can you get resin bead strands for $4.95 in your beadery? What a crazy price. It is the day to shop with us here at Jewellery Maker. It's not February, it is a sale. We are completely mad. I don't know what's going on. Just get it. Get on this bandwagon. Jewellery Makers, incredible. Incredible proof.
Totally incredible. And wouldn't it go nicely with that kid?
Yes. Beautiful.
It's just the right sort of tones.
Exactly those tones. Very Kath
Yeah.
Kidston-esque.
Yeah.
Nick Danson from Bridgend has just texted in. Now, Nick's got lots of children. Lots and lots. She just keeps on breeding. We started talking about uni for my eldest. He's talking about going to London. No! I know. Nick, Mia talks about university all the time. And in an attempt to get herself into Cambridge, she's going to Cambridge for her sixth form. Because she thinks that that might then... I can't... Honestly, it's so scary, isn't it? Denise of County Durham. Jenny, I have 17 grandchildren and number 18 on the way. Oh, I'd love to be that nana. How do you remember all their names? How do you remember all their names? I've got 18 cousins, actually, so my gran would have had that problem, wouldn't she?
And do you remember your cousins' names?
Absolutely, of course I do. We all grew up together. Yeah. I was the favourite, though. I was my
Oh,
gran's
were you
favourite.
now?
Yeah, I was. She used to tell me all the time. $4.95, because I used to spend the most time with her. I'd be with my gran all the time.
Aww.
All the time. She was the only one that could actually tell me what to do, and I would do it because I was more frightened of her than anyone. I'd be sat like that, she'd come behind me and go with her fingers, so I'd do that. Do you know what nanas do? The grans did that.
Yes.
Elbows with a spoon. I'd be like, gran! It's not good, but it's a thing, isn't it? That's how it is. She taught me manners, and that's that. $4.95. I loved her. To bitch, my favourite woman in the world. She was our queen. So I didn't care. It's probably not a thing to do. It's not done now, is it?
No, things are done very differently now.
Yeah, don't hit kids on the elbows with spoons now. I mean, probably get arrested for that, but my gran did it to me. $4.95 LUG, P31. I love that woman, she was ace. Please check out baskets. Now, because we are really limited on that one now. It looks like that one's going to sell out. Jewellery Makers. What did your gran do to you that wouldn't be accepted these days? No. But it is funny, isn't it? Like, completely different generations. And then my mum was a hippie, so I never even used to get told off. She never even told me off. I needed my gran. Now, now these could be... Imagine if I hadn't had my gran, who knows what would have happened to me? Miley Cyrus springs to mind. Now, have a look at these. Are they hearts or are they trillions? They could be either, couldn't they? Oh, I love these, Prue, because they're great for bringing pieces to a taper. Dragon's tails.
Oh,
You need these for dragon's tails. If Alison Tarry had these, that's what she would do with them, isn't it?
Oh, I think definitely, yes.
Scaly-taily.
Yes.
That's what these are for, a scaly-taily. But these could be hearts, Prue. If you
Yes,
went
and-
around them with wire, you could accent the cleavage
Yes,
of a heart,
definitely.
couldn't you?
And it's always nice to have a bead like that you can spread in different ways. So you can spread them end to end, other end to end to get different effects, play around with them.
I think they're fab. I love that colour. Great with the fuchsia that we've got as well. Let's take that out, actually. Let's give it a whirl. Oh, I love those together. Do you know, the fuchsia bush, it's quite remarkable, isn't it? Because we used to always have one outside our house when I was growing up. Actually, look at those purples. They're ultraviolet purples, aren't they? And then
Yeah,
the
actually,
pinks,
true.
like that. Don't you think it's incredible that Mother Nature has made a flower that... And foxgloves, what are they about?
Yeah. Yes.
Don't you think? These, I mean, the markings on them...
Yes.
Do you ever look at things like that and just think,
I think sometimes
what is that?
you can often go past things many times, just think nothing, and then like a fuchsia bush, we must go past them the whole time, but you're very right. And then suddenly you'll look at something with new eyes and you think, wow.
Wow. I've always been obsessed with foxgloves, but they don't put them in bouquets because they're poisonous. Did you know that?
I've never thought of it, but no,
Because
you're
why
right.
would you not see a foxglove in a bouquet? I asked my... But apparently they're poisonous and that's why. Because they're the most remarkable looking
They would look
flowers.
so dramatic in a really contemporary bouquet as
Yes,
well.
but you can't do it, Prue, because they're killy. $6.95
Don't want
VTG. No one likes a killy flower. C85 at $6.95 for a trio. You're getting an incredible deal. We're going to go for a break, and you have got Prue's second kit coming up. Very, very exciting. It's called French Fancies, and it makes me hungry just saying it. We've had scones, we've had French Fancies. We're about to get even more inspiration from Prue. We'll see you on the tail side of this.
Did you know that no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one postage and packaging fee?
Turquoise is one of the only gemstones named for its colour. The beautiful blue tones in turquoise are instantly recognisable. Turquoise often displays a beautiful black matrix across its surface, and this is often referred to as a web. Turquoise itself has been revered since ancient times. It's synonymous with the Native American culture, and it's often viewed as a very spiritual stone. Turquoise is one of the birthstones for December, making it a perfect addition to your collection. Turquoise has been used throughout history as well. Ancient Aztec civilizations actually prized turquoise as a gemstone above gold. The best examples of turquoise can be seen from the Sleeping Beauty mines in Arizona. These gemstones in particular are very, very clear and often don't display any surface inclusions at all.
Get creative with Mark Smith with his Craft Fair DVD. Mark guides you through 6 sections of fascinating techniques that sell the best on his very own successful craft fairs. He concludes this DVD by sharing his own tips and hints that make his own stalls very popular. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Jewellery Maker have a special offer running on our workshops. If you book yourself on 4 workshops, you'll receive £50 off. We have a variety of courses to choose from beginner to advanced, covering a wide selection of mediums. This is a limited offer until the end of February, so book your places now to avoid disappointment.
The banter does always continue throughout the break, don't you worry. We have got the most beautiful kit, but first of all, I want to show you what Prue's made. You're going to want this kit. The last one sold out, by the way, and this will probably happen. Now, we've got some more brand new ribbon for you, completely different style, but let's have a look at the jewellery. First of all, I wanted to show you the gemstones, because the first thing I looked at was the way that you've done this bubble technique with your Kumihimo, and the gemstones look so expensive. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful combination of colours. And look at the new ribbon. It's absolutely outstandingly gorgeous. Imagine if your hair was that shiny. Wouldn't it be lovely? Look at this. Let's have a look at all of this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous jewellery. You're going to be super inspired. As always, you need this ribbon called French Fancies, and I think that just about sums out up the colours. And I'm going to give to you, first of all, these are around the wrong way, Prue, then, aren't they? I'm going to give you the ribbons and all the endings first, and these are different. Everything in this kit, let me just make, I'm so sorry, Jewellery Makers. Don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it, didn't drop it. Everything in this kit is 100% brand spanking new. Let's start with the findings. You have to be quick with this one. How many have I got, Philip? Is this limited, or is it, we got, we got 80, so we got more than we had of the last one, but I do predict a sellout. First of all, let's have a look at these brand new findings. These are different Kumihimo ends, ones that you have never, 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 never seen before. So they're fancy cord ends, and they're almost in like a pillar box, aren't they? Or you know those water fountains in America? What are they called? Where, like, on music videos, they kick off the end and what are they called?
Hydrants.
What are they called?
Fire hydrants.
Yes, it could be that. Yeah, you know, like Beyonce kicks them off in her music videos. They spray everywhere. But if you actually go to America and try and kick one of those off, it's not happening. No, it's not, unless you're a superhero. Or yeah, like that, or a postcard. I love that. I love the shape of these. I think they're fantastic. So there's the, you get, how many of those? Quite a lot, about 10 of them. And then I'm going to give you some brushed rice beads in the rose gold colour. Now you get 10 of these, Jewellery Makers. Aren't they lovely? Really like those, but look at these, look at these, look at those. Oh, aren't they flat hammered hooks? These are your J hooks, and they're bare copper. They're bare copper. And then you've got, Fleur's going to go crazy for these. And you can only get these in this kit, by the way. So if you want them, you have to pick up the phone and dial for the kit, or check out baskets on the web. These are bare copper. And you get, how many of these do I get, Philip? 10 pairs is what you get of those. Now, let's give to you. Half the stock's already gone of the kit. Oh my gosh, it's all in baskets. If you're on the phone line, make sure you talk to someone, you need it. Now, how much of this ribbon do I get, Philip? Now, you get 2 meters of each. It's 60 millimeters thick in width, 2 meters. And again, it's called snow yarn ribbon. I'd say that there's some satin in there, I'm not sure. Look at that, so you've got the beautiful sky blue. Look at this. What a gorgeous lavender. This one's my favourite. I love this colour. Isn't that beautiful? That's like a vintage bride colour. I absolutely adore that colour. It's so soft and feminine and pretty. It's very bridal. And in fact, if you put these two together, you can make a really bridal piece. Look at that. How perfect are those? Aren't they gorgeous?
Beautiful combination.
Absolutely stunning. And then you've got the pink as well. So you've got all these wonderful colours. So you've got 2 meters of each. So you get 10 meters altogether. 10 meters altogether. I love that piece. I love it. What a lovely, lovely colour.
And the great thing is, if you use it with if you use the pink on its own, it's very bright and vibrant. But if you tone it down with that sort of cappuccino colour, then you get quite a different effect. So they all, again, these ribbons all work really well together as a group.
Yes, they did. And you know what? You have grouped them together. I love it. I absolutely love your jewellery. So how did you feel about the kit, Prue?
I loved it. I was very surprised to see such big ribbon when I first opened it. And what I loved about it was that although it looks very delicate and it's sort of ethereal, really, it's got quite a lot of substance to it. So if you just use it to hang a pendant on,
it's strong.
It still makes a big statement. It doesn't all scrunch up to nothing. So just ribbon ends on the end, pop a pendant on, you could use all of it that way and you know, really get a lot of mileage out of it.
I just think you've got so much. Like, can we have a really good look at each individual piece? Is that okay? Have a look. We saw the beautiful necklace with those incredible colours, with all those bubbles. We've seen that one. And then let's have a look at some more pieces. So this is, we're just having a really good in-depth look at these incredible. Now, a lot of this stock's already gone. So $46.60 is your price tag that this should be if you were shopping for these individual items. Remember, each piece is brand new, each piece is exclusive to the kit today. You cannot get any of these individually. I love that colour. Have a look at each one. A channel set but Kumihimo bracelet. Do we ever believe it could be done? It has today. And more and more. You've got such a beautiful array of colours, such a different, and this is pure Kumihimo here, absolutely gorgeous. Have a look at the central necklace as well. So on an asymmetric, absolutely gorgeous, using gemstones, which I am going to give to you separately. I'm going to give you the gemstones separately, do not worry. You've got those new findings in there as well, absolutely gorgeous. And then have a look. Oh, what a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous necklace that is with the tassel. French Fancies with Prue. TAG C92. £29.95 for this kit is now limited already. So many of you have got this. How many do I have left? You have to check out baskets. Corolla, collector in Worcestershire, Sue, Christine, Karen, Brian, Yvonne, Eileen, collector in Kate Ness, Margaret and Leigh, you need to, and Lorraine and Vivian, you need to check out baskets or you're going to miss out on this one. It is now limited, £29.95. You're going absolutely bananas for this one. What a kit. What brand new mediums that you can get. Incredible brand new findings, beautiful inspiration from the wonderful Prue. We are going to learn how to do the channel set but Kumihimo piece, but I'm going to give you the gemstones as well in just a tick. Phil, have I got any left? They look like they're all about to sell out. Anna, you've got yours. Veronica's got 2. We're seeing multi-buyers for this kit. And remember that all of these pieces are exclusive to the kit only. You cannot get them outside of the kit. Sorry about that. £29.95. TAG C92. Now, I'm going to give you the gemstones, but I need to tell you before I take these graphics away, this kit's now limited. It is a beautiful kit, isn't it?
Beautiful kit.
Beautiful kit.
And I think it can take you in all different directions. That's what I felt with it when I was working with it. Yeah, I could use the ribbon on its own. I could use the ribbon in ordinary Kumihimo. I could, you know, try this new technique that I developed really because I wanted to find a new way of using this particular ribbon.
I love
that.
So,
you know, it's great
so it's
when
pushed your limits.
Oh, definitely. That's the great joy of being on Jewellery Maker, and that's the great joy of a kit like this. That's not obvious, really.
Yeah.
It's not an obvious Kumihimo one, I would say.
Absolutely.
When you look at it in its components, but I hope when you look at the designs, you realise, yes, it is obvious Kumihimo, actually.
Definitely. I think it's absolutely stunning. Stunning. I love these gemstone combinations. Now, particularly want to draw your attention to this piece here. I'm going to give you the gemstones because this is all of the gemstones in one piece. And it just shows you how combining 3 strands gives you such a wonderful look with beaded Kumihimo. You've got this bubble effect. It looks extremely expensive. Don't you think? Extremely expensive. Look. I really love that. I think it's fantastic. Let's show you the gemstones that made up, not just this, but every piece that includes gemstones of Prue's kit. So you've got the trio, amethyst, rose quartz and white quartz. And they really, white agate, sorry. You really have got a stunning, stunning, stunning combination of gemstones here. Don't you just love them? Don't you just love what Prue has done? You've got your beading pack as well. You've got your beading thread, your monofilament, and your elastic with this. The should-be price tag is £22.30. We're going to give you a major price drop. VTG C94. Remember, it is a clearance day. French Fancies. $14.95 for the trio of gemstones. If you are looking to replicate exactly what Prue's done, then you need this trio in order to do so. £14.95. Great combination.
So pretty.
They're so easy to use together, these colours, aren't they?
Yes, yes.
These will work with your first kit as well.
Yes, they would, definitely.
Because they're those sort of lovely, soft, sort of springtime, summertime, hazy, wonderful colours. Very darling buds of May, darling.
Actually, that's a good point. Definitely, yes.
Countryside living.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. I love these. Oh, you're so lucky, jewellery makers. Oh, I bet you can't wait to get yours. Now, Prue, we're going to create, I'm going to attempt to stretch over. I did it. I'm more elastic than I realised. Now, I'm going to show you this in depth because, have a look. Laura Binding was absolutely mesmerised by this just now. She was like, hang on a minute, it's not just channel setting, it's Kumihimo channel setting. Look at this braid. It's incredible. It's a very Tudor-like stitch, that. Do you know that?
Yes, yes, the sort of crisscross effect, yes.
Yeah. I wonder if they used it in that age. Look.
In Japan, they might have done.
They might have. Look at that. Isn't it incredible? What a neat and tidy, beautiful piece of jewellery. You are about to learn how exactly to make this gorgeous piece. If you've got any, and it's a real solid feeling piece as well. If you've got any questions for Prue whatsoever, you need to get them through now. Why are you loving Prue today? 60777, start your message with the word JM Studio, otherwise I think it goes to a bank or something like that, or a charity. Start with JM Studio, then follow it with your message, and we will give it to Prue live on air. Prue, where do I start?
Right, okay. What we're going to start with is, really the key to this is humble beading thread, if I may call it that.
Good old-fashioned beading thread.
Absolutely. So to do this, we're going to learn a new braid structure, and this is hollow braid, which is generally done with 8 strands. We're going to do it with 6 strands here to get this effect. And when working this particular stitch, so we've got to learn a new braid, but as I said before, it's just a matter of practice, 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 peace and quiet, and you will get to grips with it. And it's quite straightforward. It's got a recognisable pattern that you'll soon get to grips with. But you also need to control the weight a little bit of this because beading thread is quite springy, isn't it? It'll spring back, it'll spring off its reel. You know, you do need to keep it under control. And we want a really regular effect with this. So the way we do this is by controlling the weight with a slightly heavier weight in the middle. So we want about 100 grams in the middle. It can be anything that you can clip, tie, stick on to the end of it. About 100 grams coming through. But you also need a bit of weight on the bobbins. Now you can buy weighted bobbins, but you don't need to. And I have shown this before.
Our bobbins are available on our website, Jewellery Makers.
So just get the bobbins, and all you need is 2 50p pieces taped onto the back of a bobbin, onto the flat side of the bobbin, and that will give you about 25 grams.
So when I've got no money, I know to come to you.
Do you know what? That is actually what happened.
Do your kids go, I know where she keeps money?
Well, I have to say, it did actually happen to me because I had, for a previous show, I had made a whole set of 8 of these. And then I needed a bit of change.
Did you, for the car park?
So I took half of them. So I actually have some other bobbins that have the weights already on. So I thought, well, didn't have enough 50 pieces to do another whole set. But that is exactly the same weight. So what I'm going to be using here are commercial ones, but it's the same thing. You don't need them. You can make them yourself, and then you can just tape, so you can just take it off again. And feed the parking meter or whatever.
Yeah, listen, I've never got any change. The kids need it all the time. The other day I got paid and they lined up. I need this for my school trip. I need my dinner money for the whole term. I was like,
oh. But if you don't have 50p's, just hunt around for something. You want about 25, somewhere between 20 and 25 grams. So you might find washers or something in, you know, your toolkit, your husband's toolkit, whatever. So you want about 20 to 25 grams on each of the 6 bobbins.
Okay.
And that's a rough guide. And if you've got a bit more, a bit less, that's fine. But that will at least keep it under control, so it's not going crazy in the middle. And the weight in the middle will pull it down and give you that regular
effect.
Nice
effect.
And if you at some point take the weight off and carry on braiding, you will see the difference. You'll see it'll all bunch up a bit. So you do need that weight to get this going. So that's what we're saying first of all. So get your bobbins sorted out. And then the final thing also with using beading thread being so springy is it can fall off the end of the bobbin quite easily. So what I do is make a little tiny hole with a needle in the soft part of the bobbin at the top so that I can poke the beading thread through and tie a little knot, and then I can start winding it on.
So it acts as a stopper. She's thought of everything.
Exactly, because otherwise what happens is the bobbins have trouble gripping such a springy thread really, and they can often drop off at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then of course on other things it may not matter so much, but on this it does, because you want to maintain that tension, and that's what's going to give you your even braid really. So that's the starting point. So 6 you want. And you probably need about, now I just wound on lots and lots onto my bobbins, because once you're winding bobbins on, sometimes it's best just to wind on lots, but I think for this you're going to need about 2 to 2.5 metres on each one.
Okay.
And
what comes on a one reel? Did you use more than one reel? I think it's like 50 metres a reel or something, isn't
masses.
it? Yeah.
You still don't see the white. The
Oh,
white in the
okay,
middle.
good.
No,
So
really.
it does, because it does.
On and
I don't
on
think
and
I've
on.
ever run out of beading thread. Do you know that?
No. But this
funny,
is a good,
isn't
but
it?
this
Let's
is a
go
good
on.
use for it, because I think this particular technique, I think once people have mastered it, they will try other things with it. You imagine just a little bangle on its own.
Yeah.
Or quite a rigid sort of necklace that you hang a pendant from.
Beautiful.
I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this, basically.
Definitely.
So here are my 6 altogether, and then you can't really tie these in a knot as you would a thread, because they won't stay together. So you're going to need to stick them together with what are these called? Crimps.
Crimped beads.
Yes, absolutely.
Before you go anywhere, I've just remembered that you need to talk about your Secret Santa. Because I just saw it on the... We don't know who did this, but you love it, don't you?
I do. I absolutely adore it. So thank you, Santa. You've been very,
Whoever
very kind to
did
me.
this? And can anyone guess who did this? Because we know it's not Fiona Potter.
No, because a lot of them have been guessed now. Because a lot of
The
people had
sparkle.
theirs. I just love it.
And it's resin, so it's been done by one of our guest designers. We don't know who.
Look at it.
It's
there.
amazing.
It's fabulous.
Have you been guessed? Well, not yet.
No, not yet. But the person doesn't seem to have posted mine. So I think mine will be a dead giveaway when it's actually.
Okay, so they haven't opened it yet. Okay.
I don't know, or they've decided, because it is a bit. Mine will be a dead giveaway. It's funny. Some people you can tell straight away. Some people try to be a bit more sort of,
I'm going to
do
go
something a bit
outside my
different.
medium.
I thought I'd go for something obvious, but I tell you what, thank you, Santa. I'm delighted with that. But I don't know who you are yet.
We shall find out. I want to know now. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so we're going to continue.
So it's a matter of getting your 6 strands through a crimp. Now this is a tiny bit fiddly, there's no doubt about it, but you can actually get 8 strands of beading thread through a crimp. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but you might need a couple of attempts, because sometimes when you're trying to put them through, one will just creep out at the side. So you just have to forgive me if I take a couple of attempts at this. So the best way I find is to hold them close together and just slide on and hope for the best.
Sometimes if one doesn't go in, you can poke it in afterwards.
Exactly, yes. And one hasn't gone in.
That rascal.
Oh, 2 haven't gone in. Right, I'll just poke it down a little bit more and pop those in.
It's amazing how many beading threads go in a crimp bead,
Yes,
isn't
exactly.
it? You'd never think it.
No, you wouldn't. But definitely 8 will, so this is not an impossibility, just a little bit fiddly. But you know, some things in jewellery making are fiddly, and that's a good thing, because it means it's a tight fit.
And then it'll be nice and neat,
Yeah.
and it won't come out. Yes.
Exactly. So, but the only thing is, when you've got quite a lot of threads in one crimp, it is putting a lot of pressure on the crimp. So I often will put a second one on just to be on the safe side, because what I don't want is, if I was too rough with the first one and it cracks or something, I've never had that happen. So it's not essential, but I just will put another one. I do put a second one on. So sorry, we've got to go through all this fiddliness again now. Let's see how we do better, if we do better the next time. But I'm not alone. I know a lot of people, just feel one more crimp will be a good idea. Ooh, that one doesn't seem to be going on quite. See, I'd normally have it right up to my nose, but...
Go on, you can do it for now if you want to. We can take it away.
Right, might have
Go
to.
for it. There you go. This is how Prue works at home, everyone. We like to have a little insight of it in everyday life. Prue cam.
Normally do... Oh, dear, oh, dear. What I'd normally do is try and bring... If you want something close, try and bring it close to you rather than bend over, of course. I'm doing it here because there we go. But always think about your back as well. So bending's bad.
Yes, don't do as I do, do as I say, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Now one hasn't gone in, so we just pop that last one in. And then it should be there. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I am going to crimp them with my crimping pliers. But you could, this is going to be invisible, so you can just crimp it with flat pliers if you want to. But because I've got them, I'm going to do the double crimping.
I do love a crimping ply. They do make a difference,
They
you know.
They do. And like I said, this is all going to be hidden, so don't worry too much. I'm just going to bring the second one quite close to the first one. And
So they're about 3 millimetres in the gap, jewellery makers, in between each bead Prue's left there.
Now that's going nowhere. Now that I've done that, that's going absolutely nowhere. So what I'm going to do now is position these on the disc, and I'm going to put 2 at 30 on either side of the north dot there, and so I've got 6, so I want them sort of regularly spaced around the disc, so I'm going to put the other 2 there, next pair there, and the next pair there. It doesn't matter exactly which slot they go in, as long as they're relatively regularly spaced around the disc. And now this is where I want my slightly heavier weight on. So what I'm going to do first of all is do a little bit of the braid on its own. So this is hollow braid, as I said, and the reason I've chosen this is because, as its name suggests, it's hollow, so it leaves a nice little space for the ribbon when we get to that bit. So first of all,
how are you going to get the ribbon?
It's going to be braided round it, you see. So that's, yes, no, that'd be a nightmare trying to speed it through. So so we're going to start with the braid. So the first bit is going to be hidden under those beautiful new end caps.
Okay.
So the system is, the actual braid structure is, you take the top left, and think of these in little groups. So you take the top left and move it round to the slot before the next pair, the next group. And then you pick up the very next cord and bring it round to the next group.
It's like they're nudging each other.
Yes. And you pick up the next cord and you bring it round to that space at the top. Now that's half the sequence, and we've gone in a clockwise motion. Now we're going to go in an anti-clockwise motion. So it's actually exactly the opposite.
Full turn,
one
clockwise.
full turn, moving one to each group. And then we're going to, so we started off first of all with the top left, now we're going to take the top right, and we're going to go anti-clockwise, coming round to the next group, picking up the next one, going round to the next group, picking up the very next one, and going up to the top, the empty space at the top. And now, again, we've got a little space between the two. And that's something you quite often get in Kumihimo. In these sort of braids that don't actually circle around the disc as the basic round braid, you often just have to reposition the cords, put them back into the starting position. So I'm closing them up there,
so
and I'm closing them up
one
there.
along each.
Yes. So that's the whole sequence. Now, I know some people will be thinking, oh, I'll never remember that. But you know what?
Actually,
you will.
that's easy.
You will. Because there
you just
is a
nudge
rhythm
along.
there. Yes.
You've gone all around, nudge along.
And just
nudge
practice.
along, nudge along.
Yes.
Easy.
And practice. And so, you know, the first few, some of them you might get it wrong. It doesn't matter. You just go back to your starting positions and keep practicing. And you will soon get into that rhythm. You really will.
It
because
is
it's
all
a
about
pattern.
rhythm.
Yes. There's nothing difficult. We're just moving things from one slot to another. It's just about getting that rhythm and giving yourself a chance to do that. Mm-hmm. So you actually need to make a little bit of braid, first of all, before you start putting the ribbon in. So I'm going to do a few more circuits, just so people can see the rhythm developing. So top left, nudge, we'll use yours.
Nudge.
Nudge. Nudge the next one. Nudge.
Nudge.
Up to the top. So that's the first half.
Going back.
Second half. Go round to the next group, nudge. Round to the next group, nudge. Up to the top.
Close the gaps.
Close the gaps, absolutely.
Mind the gaps.
Yes, you do mind the gaps, because it will all go wrong if you don't mind those gaps. So just a couple more times, and you will soon find that you get into that rhythm if you just give yourself the chance. A lot of people are a bit nervous of other braid structures, and I understand it, because everybody loves round braid the best. It's by far the most versatile and useful of all the braids. But if you have the courage to try something else, you'll realise it's actually very easy, and you can start to do some really interesting things.
You get a completely different look as well.
Yes.
Now, while you're still doing that, I've got something rather exciting to show the jewellery makers.
Ooh.
Do you know what these are?
Ooh.
They're green diamonds.
You were asking about them. There we go. No, that's absolutely amazing. The colour.
They're totally natural as well.
No. That's
They're amazing,
stunning.
aren't they?
They are absolutely
Look at the
amazing.
sparkle. the sparkle that you get from these genuine green diamonds. I've also got silver diamonds and black diamonds in this bundle as well. Come on, these are genuine, 100% genuine natural diamonds. Look at that sparkle. April's birth gemstone could not be any sparklier, could it? Incredible. I need them. 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 These green diamonds have been our most popular diamond strand of all the strands we've ever given you. Then you've got silver. Look at the sparkle. Those green diamonds are so sparkly. Then you've got black. Come on, jewellery makers, if you want to get something very high-end today. Now, the jewellery maker of yesteryear would be talking about £300 at least for this bundle. Can you imagine a Kumihimo diamond bracelet? How much would you charge for that?
I wouldn't even know where to begin, but I've never seen anything as fabulous as that, basically. It would be amazing and unique.
I need them too. Look at the sparkle. Nothing sparkles like a diamond. Oh my goodness gracious. You're going to make a £10 saving today for the first time. Should be at $59.95. That's all they were. Look at the diamond luster. What is going on? We've only got 12. These will sell out in like a heartbeat, won't they? Anna, you've got your... Lay's got a basket. Sean, you've got yours. Amanda, Jacqueline, you do need to check out baskets if you want this. Tell me again how many we've got. Sorry, I can... We've now got 11. We had 11, or what did we start with again? We started with 14. Amanda's checked out, Jacqueline's checked out, Anna's checked out, Lynette's joined us, Jennifer's joined us, Lay, you've got yours, Margaret, Sean, you've got yours. Oh my gosh, unbelievable, I need them. Imagine just a small section, just a tiny section. You know, even at their smallest, look, these are the smallest ones because this is a mirror graduated strand. Look how sparkly they are.
Fabulous.
Get your certificate of authenticity because you know what? If you actually, it's 25p, it's worth it, isn't it? If you sell these on, people are going to question, could they be diamonds? Because you're going to be giving them pieces that are under £100 perhaps for a little ring. They're not going to expect that from a diamond, so they're going to maybe question whether you actually have got diamonds at all. At $49.95, you've got 3 strands of real diamonds. Half the stock's gone, but we've got unchecked baskets for Maureen, a collector in West Sussex, Lynette, Margaret, Sean. Who else has got an unchecked basket? Philip? Judith, Sheila. A new telephone customer is on the phone lines for these as well. Alanson, Deborah in County Down, unchecked basket. These are going to sell out. Keep them still, she's telling me. You're making me feel travel sick. I can't help it because they're so sparkly. I'm so sorry. Look at that. Looks like that one's sold out, jewellery makers, my darlings. Stay where you are, those phone lines. You should always kiss diamonds if you get the opportunity.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Give them a kiss, send them on their way. Let's get back to the demo.
Right, so by now, so don't get on to the next stage until you've learnt this one. So
really go for it. What's
yes.
it looking like? Is it coming out yet?
Now, that's the other thing I'm going to say. Be careful when you turn the disc over, with springy beading thread, because they might jump out of the... So that's just the thing to remember.
Hold on to it.
Yes, hold on to it, exactly. And it's just looking... This is going to be hidden. It's just looking like a little chain, like a little tiny Viking knit, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it?
And you could use that on its own. You could do some lovely
really
things
like
with
that on its own.
But it's going to get even better in a minute.
Oh.
So, carefully putting it back so that we don't lose them. Right, so the next stage then is to start getting the ribbon in the middle. So for the demonstration, I thought I'd try a different colour ribbon, so I'm using the beautiful ivory colour here.
Love.
What you need to do, and my suggestion is to actually keep it in its little bag.
This is why everything's so neat and tidy in your life. I bet your car's just clean.
I'm horribly messy at home. You've never seen anything like it.
I don't believe you for one second.
I don't know what, I know people don't. They get a horrible shock when they come to my house. They can't believe it.
I don't believe you. Look
In
how
fact-
neat and tidy you are, though.
I'm not with my
Are
possessions.
you sure?
I'm sure. When I was working on the last kit with all the little bits of fabric, I'd cut up lots of little pieces, and then the cat jumped onto the table and he flicked them everywhere. And I was just on such a roll, I thought, oh, blow that, I'll just cut more up. And then it happened again, so there was a lot of ribbon everywhere. And then my husband came home, and he said, oh, what's happened? It looks like there's been a ticker tape parade in the house. And I'd actually just gone off to do something else then. But I know some people would just have to sweep up straight away. I'd just walk on. No, I'm afraid
It would stay there for
messy.
I put washing on the washing line. It stays there for weeks. Sometimes I get the clothes back and they're a different colour on the one side, and my kids are like, that was my favourite jumper. I'm like, well, you should have taken it off the washing line then, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, I do that all the time. Like, who can be bothered to get that off the line? It's out of my way. I've only got to just put it away if I bring it in. I'm so
I love
terrible.
to make pretty things, but I'm afraid I'm a very messy person. That's just how I am.
I don't necessily believe that, jewellery makers, but
Nobody
I like to
does.
think
They
it.
get a horrible shock when they come and
coming
visit
round.
me. You come
I'm coming
round sometime. You won't stay long.
I will. I'll be comfortable.
You won't find a
'cause I'll
chair to
know.
sit on.
That's fine. I'll just sit with the cats. Right, so the ribbon.
Yes, I've got all sorts of tricks for keeping your things neat, your pretty things neat and tidy. I just don't follow it through in my whole house.
It's funny because they say that about crafters, don't they? The craft stash is always immaculate, and the house isn't, unless you're Mark Smith. It's like people who have horses. The stables are immaculate.
Oh,
I mean, I
really?
sweep them till they can't get swept anymore. Get in my car.
Yes.
Who knows
Throw
what's
the
happening
sweet papers
there.
over your
Yeah,
shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Cans of pop everywhere. What is that under my foot? Don't know. Don't want to know.
Oh,
right, so
dear.
you've got your ribbon, you've kept it in the bag.
Because you don't really know quite how much you're going to use, and it's such pretty ribbon. Don't waste it. You're going to snip it off at the end. So what you need to do now is feed the ribbon through the disc. Now I'm right-handed, so I'm doing it on this side. I'm doing it in the top left third, and all I'm doing is I'm holding it underneath. And I'm just going to let it dangle freely. So if you're left-handed, you'll probably want to do it on the other side. But I haven't actually worked it through whether. But anyhow, we'll do it this way. If you're left-handed, you might have to work it out for yourself,
Okay.
basically. But I think left-handed people are used to that, aren't they?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
So this is going to dangle freely, and now we're just going to do the braid as usual. So we're going to take top left, round to the next group, and then this ribbon's now in the way. So I'm just going to flip it over that way, and I'm just going to carry on. So that's just going to add into my routine. That's why I wanted everyone to be sure they really have got the routine right, so they're not distracted by flipping the ribbon. So now we take the next one, move it on to the following group, pick up the very next cord, and up to the top. That's half. And the ribbon now is just sitting in the V there, but you're holding onto it with your hand from underneath, so it's perfectly firm there. Now do the next part of the sequence, top left, round to the group, and you see the ribbon crunching up a bit. Don't worry about that. I'm just carrying on with the same sequence, and now when I get to this bit, I'm just going to bring the ribbon out of my way there and up to the top and finish off. Now after this first sequence, it doesn't really look as if anything terribly good is happening with the ribbon, but you just need to do a little bit more, and then the ribbon is going to be trapped in the hollow centre of the braid. So I'll just do a few more to show you, flipping the ribbon out of the way, then back round, doing my anti-clockwise moves, flipping the ribbon, closing up. And if I can do just a few more, then we'll start to see how the ribbon is being trapped in the middle there.
It's all coming together. It's like Heartbeat with Tony Hart, where he does something on a beach, and you're thinking, what is he doing? And then suddenly it all comes together.
And one thing I'd also say, one tendency, I do a lot of workshops, and you learn so much from workshops because you get so used to the way you do things, you don't always notice how other people maybe do them and give themselves problems. What I've noticed sometimes is people in workshops have a tendency, or people who are new to Kumihimo, have a tendency to grip underneath the disc, to grip there with their fingers, but you've got to let the weight do the work. So don't actually grip that braid too tightly, just let the weight pull it through.
Okay.
And again, with this braid, try not to stop at any point unless you've finished the whole double sequence. So I'm flipping the ribbon out of the way. And I'm hoping that gradually, it takes a while for the, because it's very thin, the beading thread, so it takes a while for the pattern to develop, but we should be getting there. I'm hoping in a moment I'll have
Any
something
moment now.
amazing to show underneath.
While you're doing that then, I will. Now I'm going to have to trouble somebody for a velvety board, I think. Oh, there it is. Wait there, jewellery makers. I'll be back in a mojo.
I'll carry on with my braiding.
You carry on, as you were, darling, as you were. Now, I've got some amazing, I've never seen. These are solid sterling silver. And I'm going to give to you, first of all, these have gaps in them to either take a thread, a jump ring, something like that. You don't have to use them in that way. Or put a jump ring on them and add a charm, perhaps, to a bracelet. Can you see the gaps? See that gap there? And these are solid sterling silver. So if you were using these with cords, that would be the gap. And you still get that lovely, solid look. Now, these are back by popular demand, but let me tell you, jewellery makers, they haven't been seen since June when they sold out last. So it's taken us that long. We've only got 60 of these, and they are fantastic. Now remember, these are solid sterling silver. So let me just talk to you about how you're going to use them. Maybe it's a plain cord with this in the middle, and you're going to do a lark's head knot, and then you're going to do the cord. Simple, easy, elegant, and very, very easy to use. Now you get 10 of these, I think. Is that correct, Philip? And remember, these are solid sterling silver. Now, because of the gaps, Prue, that gives you sort of a different avenue when you're using cord, doesn't it?
Definitely. No, I think they're very exciting.
I love when you get little findings like this and you think, ooh. And actually, if you were going to use this for beaded Kumihimo, you could have these on the outside and that would be your anchor point for the cord there. And they'd give you that lovely sort of curved look.
Oh, yes, yes. Or with the skinny Kumihimo, the micro Kumihimo that you do with Eston, they'll go right through the middle there.
Yes.
So you can do a combination of techniques. There's some braided in, some threaded, where you thread the whole braid through.
That'd be beautiful.
Lovely.
And of course, you can use these with your chainmail pieces. You can use these in all your different designs as well. You can use them as spacers. And remember, you've got a very thick spacer here. This is thick, solid sterling silver. We've got 15 baskets. What did you say? We had 60? £9.95, so they're £1 each for solid sterling silver. You know what, jewellery makers? Just get them. Just get them. You could put these on shepherd's hooks and just have these dangling as your sterling silver earrings. Beautiful. £9.95. The whole all of the elements are solid sterling silver. They are stamped 925, so if your customers are looking for it, they can find the 925 stamp. Yeah, we could do with a black scoop. Maggie's saying we could do with a black scoop, you know. Yes, we could. Little black scoopy to show you these because they get lost in the silver. £9.95 FNR, F58. Now you do need to check out baskets. I've got unchecked baskets from too many people here. We've only got 10 left. We had 60, so you need to be very, 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 very quick. I'm going to give to you the twisted ones now. I'm just going to tidy these away because Amelia will get cross with me otherwise. Now, I'm going to give to you the twisted ones. Now, these are different. They haven't got the gap. Oh, no, you sort of have got the gaps, haven't you, either side, either end?
Yes. Oh.
Oh, these could be like a silver mouth. I love these, look. Now, if I just grab them like this. Oh, no, Jenny. Silly girl. Right, so both the top and the bottom have that taper to them. These would be very nice indeed if you just put jump rings in between them and made a bracelet. You get 10 of them. Do you see what I mean? You could just do it like that. Or if you've got a rosary, these would be really nice in between. Now, these are the sorts of findings, by the way, that are professional findings. These are jewellers' findings that we're getting here. And Prue, how would you actually use these? Can you see a use for them within?
Yes, no, I think I'd like to see those threaded onto coloured Kumihimo to make, particularly for bracelets. I think they look really great, and space them in sort of 2s and 3s, so you get a different spacing between each one. And of course, the Kumihimo is my thing, but you could do it with Viking knit as well. If you're more into Viking knit, try that.
Definitely.
I think that's what I'd do, or possibly putting them in between pearls. I think they would look very pretty.
Me too.
Particularly freshwater pearls where you've got the sort of irregular surfaces and things, then you've got those irregular jump rings sitting beside them. I think it would work very well together.
loads of lovely texture,
Yes.
but still keeping it really classic.
Yes, yes.
And if you want all those really expensive, high-end looking, but for £8.95 they're not expensive, are they? Fantastic price, super value. 10 pieces for £8.95, so that's 89.5 pence each. Just get them, just get them. Remember that if you are shopping with us today, if you've opened a basket, then it's 1 P&P all day long. If you were shopping with a gorgeous sale earlier on, then it's £2.95. If you've absolutely stacked and loaded up your stash today, then you only have to pay that 1 P&P. And you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee on absolutely everything that you shop for here at Jewellery Maker. That's without question. So Prue, I'm going to leave those with you, but remember that these are really, really, really limited. The last lot have now gone and sold out. So if you want these, I think the same thing is going to happen. How many of these do I have, Philip, darling? 60 again, 60 again. How are you doing there?
Yeah, no, I think I've got enough to show now. Yes, absolutely. And move on to the next bit. So if I can, and again, remember, put your hand on top, so otherwise they'll go everywhere.
And we're going to turn it.
Turn over, and then when you look on the other side, you'll see that you've got a really nice, regular...
I love it.
Sort of lacing effect, whatever.
It's very Tudor.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yes. And the reason it's regular is because of the weight, basically. So, as I say, if you take the weight off and forget to put it on, yes, the same weight. If you take the weight off and start to do this without the weight, you'll find it bunches up and you don't get such a pretty effect.
I love this. That would look really pretty in bridal pieces as well. It's really nice edging to a dress.
Oh, yes. And
do you know that?
You can sew it, because the next stage we're going to get a needle and thread to this. Because there's ribbon in the middle, you can sew it onto things.
That's what I'm thinking. It would be beautiful around a dress, that would.
Yes.
It's quite bridal. It would be really nice in a really vintage bridal dress.
Yes, yes. Or if you've got if you put black ribbon in the middle, then you would, say, I suppose really this one is less bridal, isn't it? But you can, play
it's
around with other
completely
things,
different
putting it in the
look.
middle, and you'll get a completely different look, really.
I think this is so clever, Jewellery Makers, and I've never seen this technique before of you. I love it.
Guess
you
what?
love it too.
Nor have I.
Did you make it up? Prue's actually made this up. What should we call it?
The braid structure itself is a traditional one, but I've just reduced the number of cords. But using it like this with ribbon is something that I just...
What are we calling it? We'll call it something.
I don't know. It's sort of a captured ribbon, encased ribbon, something like that, because it's
got to be catchy, Prue, like Kumihimo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no,
we've got to think about this.
So,
Maybe you should take it to your sons.
Yes, absolutely.
Ribahumo. That's what they're... What's the word for cage in Japanese? Can you look it up for us, please? There you go. That's what you can do.
Yes. No. Good
That's
one.
what you can do.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll take that and we'll put himo on the end. That's what we'll call it. An amazing Kejihimo. That sounds good. This is Kejihimo. Cage himo.
Kejihimo, yeah, absolutely.
Cage threads, that means, because Kumihimo means crossing threads in Japanese, doesn't it?
That's right.
So that it would be cage threads. So it's Kejihimo.
So it makes proper sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
No,
there we go.
No, thank you. Thank you. If you want to do some Kejihimo, then look no further. That's exactly what we're doing. I'm all about Kejihimo now.
Oh.
It's a good
name. I think it's got a lot of potential, I must say, and I think with all these colours as well, you can do so many different things. You know, with this, once you've done this, you could plait the colours together as well to make a really substantial.
I don't know what the word for plait is in Japanese, but you could do that. Kujihimo. Kujihimo. Before you go on to your sewing, I'm going to give everybody a sterling silver chain with tanzanite. Come on. We've only got 21 of these. It is 20 inches, which is 50 centimetres apparently. And oh my gosh, look at the clarity. The quality of this tanzanite is outstanding. Look at those colours. You have got a beautiful hues of pink. I can see them. You know that if you've got a trichroic or pleochroic gemstone, you see those colours. You see more than one hue in a gemstone, and tanzanite is a pleochroic gemstone. It's a gemstone that's found in one place in the world. This could be very bridal jewellery maker, straight into a bracelet, straight into a necklace. Very easy make. Now, please don't forget that these will take hours. Alison Tarry said it would take her 7 hours to make one of those long one of these.
Really?
And she said, at the price
Yep.
tags we give, it wouldn't be, if you divided it by the hours she did, it wouldn't be worth her time actually doing it, which means to you, jewellery makers, what I'm talking about is the fact that these have been hand wire wrapped in solid sterling silver. You've price dropped it $19.95. We've only got 22 of these. You've got half a metre of hand wire wrapped in sterling silver, and these are wrap loops. They're not eye loops, they are wrap loops. That takes hours of craftsmanship, and think about how much solid sterling silver you need. And let's look at the makeup of this. You've got genuine tanzanite, you've got solid sterling silver. If you were to just put a beautiful little bolt ring clasp and make a bracelet out of this, I think you could sell that bracelet for £100 if it was all road. Or you could make it a £30 bracelet just by using one row, couldn't you? You could do it like that. But if you wanted to bunch it up, so that could be a love. I mean, that's tanzanite and silver, jewellery makers. That's expensive out there, especially tanzanite of this saturation of colour. Great opportunity. Under £20, you need to check out baskets. Pat in Menorca, where have you been? In the hot tub, that's where, Jenny. At 9, I haven't seen Pat in Menorca in ages. Lay in Cardiff, you're on to this one as well. We've only got 10 left. It does look like it's going to sell out. Let's get back to our Kumihimo. Was it Kuji?
Kumihimo.
Kumihimo.
But Kuji sounds, yeah, no.
Kumihimo, that's what it is. Kumihimo.
Yeah,
Let's do
absolutely.
it. Kumihimo.
Right, I've better get cracking on now. I've got lots to show you. And so the next bit is, once you've got to the length you want, now that length needs to be double the size, because you're going to use it double. You're going to bend this braid in half. So that is one braid
So you've got
in there.
one at the top. Yep. This is one braid. You're doubling it, bringing it into the cap and bringing it back round to the other side.
Absolutely. And what with this you need to take into account, these beautiful raw copper findings are quite large, so you will need to take that into account. You're not going to need quite so much braid because they're going to take up a lot of your wrist as well. So once you're happy with the length that you've got, you can just snip off the ribbon, and so just hold it tight, and it's quite firmly attached, so you won't be able to pull it out. And just with your scissors, cut as close as possible as you can to the braid.
We don't need to be thinking about glue or anything like that at this point.
No, nothing, it can't move anywhere. And there's no stretch in this as well. Unlike other forms of Kumihimo, there's no actual stretch in this.
How many centimetres did you do at the point where you stopped? Do you know?
No, that's
So
a very good
about,
question.
It'll be double this.
Yes, sorry, I should have, normally I've got all
10
these,
inches.
Right, there we go.
Let's say 11
like
for into the loop.
Yes,
10 and a half,
yes,
11 inches.
For the little end bits, absolutely. And now what you need to do is remove the braid from the disc. And again, it's all about stopping that beading thread from springing away and everything coming unravelled. So undo 2 at a time, and you can just snip them off. And then crimp them. So I'm just going to make those.
Oh, good tip, yes.
And this time I'm not going to make people put them all through. You don't really need to, because they're coming off the braid like this. If you do them in pairs, you're going to stop that unravelling happening.
Yes.
So in pairs or in threes, you can do them. In fact, I think before I did them in threes, because you can easily get 3 through, so you might as well. And what you do is put your 3 through, and the tension is being maintained by the other cords that are still on the disc. Bring that crimp right down as close as you can to the braid and crimp it. Again, these are going to be invisible, so you don't need to worry about the neatness of them. They're just here to secure the braid and stop it all coming undone. So that's one side. So now nothing's going to come undone there, so I can unsnip the other ones and crimp them. They never go in when you want them to.
On it goes. Go on, you rascals.
Rascal.
You've missed one. I can see it from this angle.
Yes.
I can probably do it for you
This is
from
the
this
problem with
angle.
people with their lovely big televisions can probably say, go on, get it right.
There you go. Woohoo! What a goal.
There we go. So,
Have you been subjected to lots of football then with all those men in your house?
Oh, it's horrendous.
Yeah, it is,
yes.
isn't
I
it?
just do. That's probably why I do jewellery making. Really, I just
It's
take
always
myself
on.
off.
I've
Yeah.
had to buy all these sports channels that I will never watch in my
And
life.
you're never allowed to watch nature programs on them when they come on.
Can't
There's
watch
always
anything.
some crucial football match.
There's always, yeah, and it's life or death. If they don't watch it, that's it.
Yes, exactly.
The other day, my boyfriend would refuse to come out to dinner with my family because Chelsea were playing, and my mum went, well, you do need to watch it. I didn't really want to come. That's what my mum said. She loves football. I was like, thanks, Mum. What is that about?
Dear,
I don't know.
Dear. So that doesn't look very sightly, but it's secure, and that's what it's all about. And that's going to be hidden. That's a little bit too short for me to show you the next stage, so it's just very fortunate. Oh, there we go.
One I
why
made
didn't we
earlier.
measure this one?
Why
No, I forgot about that.
We're so stupid. 11 inches. We were right all along.
There we go, there we go. So it's going to be slightly different the way you connect it at both ends. You're going to bend it in half, first of all, and squeeze it tight. And then the end cap is going to go on like this. Now, the point about these end caps is they've got a hole in the top, so they're different to the ones we've done so far, and they're absolutely perfect for this sort of application. They're perfect for any braid, anyhow. So for this end, what we're going to do is just take a piece of wire, 0.8 is what I'd take.
Yes, those are good, aren't they?
And
For that
then-
exact reason, so you don't need glue anymore.
Yes, it's all wired on, which is a really secure way of finishing off as
Did
well.
the kit sell out? Did that kit sell out, Philip? With the ends?
I
You
don't
see,
know.
there's 10 left, but we've got unchecked baskets. It's on the. So these are exclusive, and this is a completely brilliant point. No more glue
Yeah.
for your Kumihimo ends. You need these. Mark Smith's watching now; he'll be going crazy. So I just didn't even think about that. You've got a hole at the top, so you're doing exactly what Prue's doing right now. If we have a look. And they're exclusive to the kit. You can only get these findings in the kit. You need to check out the basket. So perfect. It's always going to be secure.
Yes.
Oh, wait, where have
Yes.
these been all our lives?
I
Have you ever
don't
seen
know.
them before this?
Not like this, but the whole concept of using something with wire and wiring on an end is one of my favourite ways of doing it. So I've
Yes.
never seen any like this. I think they're beautiful, and they're great size for if you've got satin cord and things like that. That would be just the right size for an 8 braid satin cord. So just to finish off that end, I'm going to just pop on a bead just to give a decorative feature and finish with a wrapped loop. And what you do with this, you actually finish the bracelet first, and then you're going to put the channel setting, the beads in the middle. So this is just a simple, straightforward wrapped loop that I'm doing there.
So around that.
Yep, and so that's so that I can attach the clasp. So I would attach the clasp to that end with a jump ring. What I'm going to do now, though, is just show you how to do the other end, because we've got 2 ends to worry about here. And what we're going to do then is just, we can curl that over, and I'm going to take a needle and thread, which I've just got here, since you have rather a lot. Any thread will do. You want, I'm using a beading needle here.
Do you want me to help you?
Well, I did have another one threaded up, I thought, with a slightly stronger needle, but don't worry, this will be fine. Any needle would do, but you don't actually need a beading needle for this particular bit. What I want to do is sew these together.
I can see it.
So,
Could I?
ah, yes, no, that'd be good.
There
Just in
it
case,
is.
I wouldn't want to break the beading needle before I get on to the next bit. 'cause
Is that
they
it
can-
there or not? No,
No,
rats.
it's not. No, it's fine. I'll be really careful. I won't break the beading needle.
I'm going to look for it for you, though. So
I've probably
There.
dropped it on the...
it's right there. No? No, that's
Oh,
the
maybe,
thing.
here we go. I think it dropped out.
You're
of its
doing a
needle.
girl
That's
thing.
right. Sorry,
I
sorry,
can't
sorry.
find it.
I've got the needle. I think
there.
what happened, I pulled the thread and it came out of the
dropped
needle.
That's what
Yes.
happened.
So, but
Through it goes.
yeah, absolutely. So, there we go. So all you need to do is just sew this together. Go straight through. And just wiggle. If you meet some resistance, you're meeting a bit of beading thread. All I'm doing is I just want to tie this together. So I'm going to first of all secure the thread. I'm using black so that you can see it, but I probably would try to use it. You can use monofilament
similar
or a
colour,
similar
yeah.
colour, absolutely. So I'm just going through a few times, and this I've often shown with Kumihimo. This is just so that you get that thread, so that you can start to bind it. Then I'm going to bind it a couple of times.
Good idea.
And then it means I can snip off the ends. If I've secured it, Yeah, I'm meeting a bit of resistance there, so I just try again. And again, all I'm doing is just going through a few times, and I probably would go through 3 or 4 times, but I'm just going to stop there, and that means that you don't have any knots showing. And that now gives me something to attach my wire around when I put the end cap on. So this can be just, these little unattractive ends can just be tucked in, and I'm just going to twist the wire at the end to secure it.
What gauge have you got? 1
0.8.
Oh, 0.8.
Can be anything really, just 0.8 is what I tend to have around.
Makes a good loop then, a nice secure one, won't it?
Yes, yes. So just get rid of the short end. Well, we might need to trim that end a little bit, but let's just see how it goes on first of all. And then through the end cap.
Love those caps. You do need to check out baskets for those kits. We have got 8 left of the kit now, £29.95.
And then ram it all on. And as I say, if any
Ram
bits...
Nothing delicate about this, Jewellery Makers.
It'll cover it. Any little bits that are poking out, just snip them off, because everything's nice and secure in there. And then you can do the same thing as you did at the other end. It's just make a wrapped loop. Oops. I always find my hands get a little bit slippery in the halfway through the second.
I know. It's because it's so much pressure.
It's so much pressure, absolutely.
But you never seem to be like you are under pressure. Do you know that? You're so calm. Everyone's all calm here today because of you.
Ah. So, I just want to make sure I get time to show the next bit. So all you need to do to add the clasp is use a jump ring to put the clasps on either end. So you've actually got your bracelet structure now.
Okay.
Now it's a matter of sewing the beads in between.
So you've got your Wildfire.
Yes.
Which is available on our website.
Absolutely.
Wildfire is really strong.
Yes. And it is great for beads. There are lots of other things that you can use, but I think this is one of my favourites. And of course, being black, it's nice and easy to show you as well.
Yes.
So I'm going to start off by doing the same things I did there, but securing the thread. And what you want to do really is just make sure that this bit doesn't show. So again, I met a bit of resistance there, so I was obviously poking a bit of wire.
I've just got to let everybody know the nylon jaw wire forming pliers for things like bracelets and the perfect rounds that we haven't had in stock for ages have just come in stock. So we've just put them on your screen. They're only £6.95, and they're the forming ones that have got the curve on them that you've all brilliant for bending your wire. So just have a quick look at those whilst Prue's doing the sewing in and outy bit. So you get your wire and you just form it. It makes a perfect curved edge. So many of you love those, and of course the other way around as well. And they're just £6.95. If you want them, now's the time to get them. Sorry, Prue.
You know, that's good though. They gave me a chance to just get that thread secured and hidden. Right, now the fun starts, because what we can start doing is adding the beads. So you need to go through again so that you're in the middle of the bracelet, or the middle of the 2 braids. Pick up a bead. It's always hard to find the hole when it's a pale bead. There we go. Pick up your bead and then just go through the opposite braid. Like that. And then through a few more times. And the way to make sure your stitches are hidden is to aim to go in at more or less the same point that you came out, but go through at a slightly different angle. And that means you're picking up a bit of the ribbon, but you're not showing too much of the stitch on the outside. But I'm aiming to go through the bead now, and then through again. So I've been through twice, like that.
There we go. We're just going to have a look at that. There we are.
And then all you need to do is move across like this. So you're going to do a sideways stitch now, and you need to come out. You need to judge where you want your next bead to be. The spacing
So you could space them up, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and get larger, graduate the beads.
Absolutely, sky's the limit, and different colours, whatever you want to do. So I've just kept the structure simple. The fun of it is developing it from there. So what you need to do is go through at an angle, slightly more of an angle than that. There we go. And then I'll show you how to add one more, and then you'll be able to see how it works. So again, the next one through, and so forth. So that basically is how you do it. You're just going to go through. So go through each bead at least twice, then on to the next one. Do your diagonal stitch and pick them up until you've got your whole bracelet filled.
Perfect, until it looks something like this.
Absolutely.
How wonderful is this design? Everybody is loving Prue. Keep those text messages coming. We are going to come back after the break with clearance. Do not go anywhere. If you thought the last clearance hour was insane, we are going to go out with a bang today, Prue and I, here at Jewellery Maker. We'll see you on the tail side of this.